The USF Bulls, led by seniors Matt Grothe and George Selvey, take aim on the program's first ever Big East title. That road to a championship starts tonight as head coach Jim Leavitt and the Bulls open the 2009 season against the Wofford Terriers. It's college football on Bright House Sports Network right now. We welcome you inside Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for college football on Bright House Network tonight. It's the season opener for USF. The Wofford College Terriers of the Southern Conference have come to town to take on Jim Leavitt's University of South Florida Bulls. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to Tampa. I'm Dave Weekley, happy to be alongside Jeff Carlson tonight. Well, USF is amongst a host of teams that has a realistic shot to win the Big East Conference and go to the BCS. But, Jeff, for them to do that, the road begins tonight. And USF really has a pair of outstanding seniors, Matt Grothe and George Selvey, that have to lead the way.
Yeah, no doubt about that, especially Matt Grothe. He's got a lot of talent around him on the offensive side with the receivers, a lot of experience. So he just has to play within himself this year. Talking with offensive coordinator Mike Canales, he has really become a film rat and really has studied it well. So he is going to have a great year this year.
George Selvey, an outstanding defensive end for the Bulls. He was hampered by ankle injuries in the second half of last season, but if he's healthy, he's a beast.
Yeah, he's going to come back and put some bigger numbers than he did last year on the board. I think he's going to get a lot of help from his compatriots on the defensive line. And watch for number 95, how quickly he gets off the ball tonight. He's going to have to be very disciplined and stay on that fullback and on the quarterback as well.
Wofford's coming off consecutive berths in the FCS playoffs. They're 10th in the preseason poll, but they have a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball. Mitch Allen played a lot of quarterback behind Ben Whitmire last year, but the Cincy native is making his first career start tonight, and the Terriers will be without big defensive end Mitch Clark. He's got a chest injury. He won't be able to play, and that's a very, very young defensive line for the Wofford Terriers tonight. USF football on Bright House Sports Networks is brought to you tonight by Canes and Save-On Furniture, designing rooms for less. By the Tampa Tribune and TBO.com, where Bulls fans go for news. Coca-Cola, the Coke side of life. Under Armour, the official outfitters of USF football. By Verizon Wireless, America's largest and most reliable wireless network. By Tampa General Hospital, trusted expertise, chosen for care. Outback Steakhouse, live adventurous. The Moffitt Cancer Center, one step closer to a cure. By Subway, home of the $5 footlong. Bright House Networks, exclusive cable and internet provider for the Bulls. And by Perfect Match, official men's clothing provider for the USF Bulls. USF students can't wait for this one to get underway. They are out in force. A little rain here tonight here in Tampa, but we should be okay for the game. The captains have come out onto the field. The captains for the Bulls tonight, George Selvey, Matt Grothe, Mo Plancher, and Keon Wilson, 4 seniors. And there you see the Wofford Terriers. Jeff Carlson, let's check our Under Armour keys to the game tonight.
Let's take a look there. Here we go. Assignment football, really, we talked about this, but basically both sides of the football, but especially on defense. When you go against this wing bone that Wofford is going to play, you have to stay on your keys. Don't forget about it. Don't chase something you're not supposed to chase. That's the only way they're going to come up with the big plays. Also on offense, for Matt Grothe and the offense in general, just let it happen. They can make the plays. They have the athletes. So just let the game happen and also stay within your keys there. Wofford on their side of the ball, avoid the wave. You know that emotion is going to come through and USF is going to overwhelm them at some point. If they can hold on to that, then they have a chance.
All right, we're looking forward to a good game tonight. Time to meet the third member of our broadcast crew. Let's go down to the field. Joe Gaudette is with us. And Joel, what's the reason for the delay? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, guys, this was supposed to be a 7:03 kickoff. Obviously, now we're approaching the bottom of the hour here, close to 7:30. What happened is just after 6 o'clock, we had a lightning strike close to the area here at Raymond James Stadium. When lightning strikes, everybody needs to clear the field of play. It's not just a USF rule. It's also for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, high schools in the area as well, just as a safety precaution. After that half an hour, teams can then come back onto the field of play, so that pushes everything back. Once the teams come back out, then they can start warming up again, and then we can get our kickoff going just coming up in a few minutes.
Look forward to your comments tonight. And you can see the toss of the coin. And our honorary captain of the game tonight, Perry McDonald from Lakeland, presented by the USF Federal Credit Union. And you talk about avoiding the wave. So many of the players on Wofford, they're playing in a big stadium. Now, some of these players have played in big stadiums before. They played in Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, and some of the players, they have a host of members of their team who are from Georgia that have played in state championship games inside the Georgia Dome. But it's still a little bit disconcerting when you come into a big venue like this.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think they're going to be overwhelmed by any means, but usually when a bigger, stronger, faster football team on a whole, they can get on a roll. You know, they can return a big kick. They can do something. And when you run the triple option like they do, they only put the ball up a few times a game. So if they get behind by a couple scores, it's not going to be easy making a comeback. So that's really where they have to avoid giving up a lot of points in a short period of time, where they have to be on the side where they're throwing the ball on a regular basis.
There you see the Bulls. The Bulls are in their all-green uniforms tonight, white numerals, gold helmets, and Wofford in their familiar white uniforms with gold helmets. Wofford won the toss. They have deferred, so the Bulls will get the football first tonight. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams. USF is 3-4 all-time against members of the Southern Conference, and they haven't lost to a Southern Conference member since 1998. Dontavia Bogan is back to receive the kick. Both specialists tonight for Wofford and USF will handle all of the kicking chores.
Looking at one of the best return men in the Big East Conference.
Chris Tommy gets the foot into it, and we are underway. College football for USF underway now from the 5-yard line. This is Bogan. Slips one tackle and takes it all the way out to the 36-yard line. That's an outstanding return, a 31-yard return. So now USF's offense will take the field. Here's a look at the offense. Plancher, Wilson, Mitchell, Bogan, and Griffin. And Mike Ford and Jamar Taylor unavailable to go tonight. Here's the offensive line. The Bulls looked at various combinations in fall camp before settling on this unit. Jeremiah Warren making his first career start. Chaz Hine, a new starter at left guard. Big Samson Genus moves back over from defense to play center. Zach Herman, Jake Sims returning starters on the right side of the line. And there is Matt Grothe, who is going to own, barring injury, all of the total offense records in the Big East Conference before this season is over. Bogan on the completed pass, and he's bumped out of bounds up near the first down marker at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 9. It's 2nd down and 1.
Nice first down pickup. And Dave, we talked with Mike Canales, the offensive coordinator. They script the first 10 plays. They are going to run the first 10 plays, barring being backed up on their own goal line or anything like that. They already know. Everybody on the team knows what plays they're going to run. They're looking to find out if Wofford is going to play with a single safety in the back, if they're going to go ahead and let it be an open middle so that they can come up and play tougher D up front. And then Matt Grothe is going to know what he can do from there after that.
And once again, Bulls will go with 4 wide, trips to the top, Mitchell to the short side. Plancher is a wing to the right for Grothe on this short situation. And here's the handoff to Plancher. And he cuts it back. He's got the first down across the 45-yard line up to the 48. Stanley makes the stop for this Wofford defensive group. And here's a look at that Wofford defense. Wofford had 34 sacks last year, but without Mitch Clark available tonight, all 3 down linemen, Goldtree, Eberhardt, and Amit Paul, are all making their first career start. At linebacker, Seth Goldwire's gone, but Gary Blunt's a preseason all-conference pick. Rico Braxton led the state of Georgia in tackles last year. He's playing in his first game. Secondary, they are young and athletic. Passes away, and it's caught by Carlton Mitchell. And Mitchell is brought down after a short gain, a gain of about 3 yards.
Grothe does a nice job here of recognizing the blitz from the outside and was able to get his feet turned and make the completion. Wasn't a big first down completion, but could have taken a big hit on this. Check this out. He fakes the ball, but then the linebacker comes from around the corner and does a great job just getting it out of his hands.
Mike Nyam made the stop for the Wofford Terriers. And there's a look at Jim Leavitt, the only coach in USF history. This is the beginning of his 13th season. Bulls have gone to 4 bowl games in a row. That was quite an accomplishment for the just departed senior class. Wide open to the 40-yard line and out of bounds. The pass is complete. Devin Lendy. Landy makes the reception. That's his first catch.
One of the things that Wofford is known for is playing very standard football, but watching some of the the film of them in the past years, they do some unorthodox things out there. You say, we're gonna make sure we play sound football on offense and defense. Well, they do some unsound things right there. They give up the flat with nobody covering as they try to bring heat on Matt Grothe.
Landy was one of the stars of the spring game, a redshirt freshman from Coral Springs Charter High School. There's a chance we might see him under center, play a little quarterback tonight. Here's Plancher. Plancher with a little stutter step, and look at him take tacklers all the way down to the Wofford 32-yard line. Mo Plancher, the senior from Naples. And he is coming up big tonight in light of the suspension of Mike Ford. Ford will miss 2 games for an unspecified violation of team rules. And Jamar Taylor, a knee injury in fall camp. He may not be back for 2 months. So Plancher will get the majority of the carries we anticipate tonight. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Grothe changing the play. 4 wide, trips to the bottom. Again, Grothe to throw. The protection is good, and the pass is caught. And it's Mitchell again. So Mitchell's come up big on this series, and it's a 1st down for USF at the 23-yard line.
Great protection up front. All 5 guys giving Grothe plenty of time to find Mitchell out there on the right side. And he does a good job not taking off. Last year he would have come running out of there. Right now he would have just taken off, and he sets his feet, makes a nice accurate throw, and picks up an easy 1st down. All
right, so for Mitchell, that's his 2nd catch on this drive, and now he's got receptions in 11 consecutive games dating back to last year. Only 2 wide receivers this time on 1st down. It's a quarterback draw for Grothe. Makes a nice cut across the 20, and he's brought down at the 19-yard line.
When we hit the 100 mark, the century mark for Matt Grothe in total offense tonight, he will pass Marquell Blackwell, big name who is also on the sideline and coaching here now for Jim Leavitt. He'll go ahead and pass him on the Big East total for total offense.
Jordan Ingman, a sophomore from Port Charlotte, Florida, came up and made the stop for the Wofford Terriers. The Terriers have 6 Floridians on their roster. Going to go 5 wide this time on 2nd and 7. Grothe, a little trouble with the snap. And the pass is incomplete. So the pass was incomplete, and Grothe did a good job trying to handle that exchange. And you might see a little bit of that. Gina's coming back to the offense after playing defense last year. Snapped that ball to the right of Grothe, and Matt was lucky to get a handle on that one.
Yeah, did a decent job just to get the incompletion there. But you always want to make sure, especially we talked about the rain before the game. You want to get on top of that football. Make sure you don't turn it over when you're in the plus territory like they are now.
It was the first time that the Bulls took a look at Sterling Griffin, the true freshman who's cracked the starting lineup in there tonight. 3rd and 7. Grothe. Pass caught to the 11-yard line. And Mitchell has been the man on this drive. The former Gaither star pulls in another pass.
They're giving him just tons of respect, and they should. He's got great speed, good hands. He's got the highest per catch average of the Bulls from last year, and they're giving him plenty of respect. And Matt Grothe just looking nice and sharp, real comfortable back there tonight. Nice, easy throwing.
There you see Mike Ayers, 21 seasons as the head coach at Wofford, also spent 3 years as the head coach at East Tennessee State, a 3-time Southern Conference Coach of the Year, and 1-time National 1AA Coach of the Year. Here's Plancher inside the 5-yard line, finally stopped down near the 4. Close to the 1st down marker, a 9-yard gain right up the middle for Mo Plancher.
We talked with Mike Canales, the offensive coordinator. He was talking about they're going to do some under center stuff this year for Matt Grothe as well. This time, so far, they've been in the gun the entire time, but they will take some snaps under center this year. Right now, it's looking like just a very methodical, easy drive for USF to start out the season.
This is the 11th play of the drive that's taken the first 5 minutes of the game off the scoreboard. Ben Busby is checked into the lineup as a tight end. He's lined up on the left side. Here's a pitch to Plancher. Heading to the end zone. Touchdown, USF. The pitch, and Plancher takes it home.
That's the kind of methodical offense that Wofford would like to run, but that just looked beautiful all the way through. Even the little fumble that they had, picked it up and just converted to 3rd downs. Carlton Mitchell with a great drive, and Mo Plancher looking good on his first series of the season as well.
So Blanchard takes it in, and we anticipate that Delbert Alvarado is going to be very busy tonight as he handles all of the chores. Plays kicking off, and punts tonight. Evan Landy is the new holder, replacing Grant Gregory, and as good as advertised, taking the opening kickoff. All the way down for the field, Mo Blanchard doing the business. Final 3 yards for the score for the Bulls. 9:46 to go in our opening period. The Bulls draw first blood. 7-0. Wofford gets the ball when we come back. From Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, we've got college football tonight on the Bright House Sports Network. USF looking good. They take the opening kickoff, 11 plays, 65 yards in just over 5 minutes. And Mo Blanchard with a 3-yard touchdown run. Delbert Alvarado added the extra point. It's 7-0 Bulls. And now Alvarado is set to kick off. Back to receive the kick for Wofford. Keep your eye on number 20, Mike Rucker. Holds most of the records, career and for the season, for the Terriers, returning kicks from the 5-yard line. And this is Rucker across the 30 to the 32-yard line, so that's a 27-yard return. Now let's take a look at the offense for the Terriers. You need a lot of backs in the wing bone. Mike Rucker takes over for Dane Romero, along with Eric Breitenstein and Sean Lees. Johnson Richardson is the tight end, with Benson Burson, the lone wideout, replacing the injured Justin Jostin tonight. Strength for Wofford last year was their offensive line, but they're replacing 3 starters, and they've gone from a line that averaged over 300 pounds to having only 1 starter, left guard Pat Elig from Pittsburgh, and Trey Johnson weighing that much right now. And that's the quarterback, Mitch Allen. And they will go to the fullback, Breitenstein, a sophomore. He made 2 starts at fullback last year. And there's a flag down on the play, and it looks to go against Wofford.
That's one thing that Wofford cannot have is negative plays. And Coach Ayers talked to us about 3 yards on offense. Any play that goes 3 yards is a great play. And they don't have the types of plays that overcome big mistakes and backing themselves up. This is not the way they want to start their first drive.
Yeah, this Wofford football team is really interesting in the fact that they run, or last year anyway, they ran the ball 82% of the time. They only punted the ball 26 total times last season. Here's a pass that's caught up to the 30-yard line, and the reception is made by Burson, a sophomore from Charlotte and Charlotte Latin High School. Let's take a look at that USF defense. Up front, the Bulls look stacked. Host of talented linemen returning. David Bedford, the lone new starter at left end. McLean and Harris return inside, and George Selvey on the outside. Linebackers, more experience. Sabbath Joseph starts on the strong side. Keon Wilson's in the middle, and a top candidate to be the next great linebacker at USF. Coming up quickly to make that stop is senior Nate Allen from his safety position, and he is all fired up about it as Breitenstein gets a chance to carry the football again.
Well, you see why we're going to be talking about George Selvey all night long. Playing defensive end, so quick off the ball. If Mitch Allen has to get rid of the ball as quickly as he did on this second down play, it's not going to go well for Wofford at all. He was right in his face. We talked about you're not able to hit the quarterback like you used to, but if you get there that quick, he's going to have to pitch it, and everybody else is going to be able to handle that.
Allen on the play action. It's a quarterback keeper across the 35, the 40. He's got the first down up to the 45-yard line. So that plays a winner. It picks up a dozen, and it keeps the drive alive. And that's Wofford football. They want to control the ball. They want to control the clock.
Oh, absolutely. And they go for it on 4th down. So a lot of times, even if they're not down in what is normally 4-down territory, they will go for it, and they're very successful at it. That play right there, that was after the penalty. And I was going to say that Jerome Murphy, the senior, if he sees that 1 or 2 more times, that's going to go back to the house. It was a good play. They picked up some yardage, but Jerome Murphy out there on that is going to see that later on.
We're going to see a variety of formations. Here's Allen again, and he is spun down rudely as he reaches the USF 49-yard line. Nate Allen again in there. But you got to be careful defensively, Jeff. If you're coming up from the safety positions, if you're coming up from the corners, that's when Wofford likes to throw it over the top.
That's exactly right. That's why you have to play assignment football. We talked about that as a key to the game. For USF, it is assignment football from the first play to the very last play. You have to stay with that. The linebacker, Keon Wilson, is going to be key today to really taking the fullback. When they're in shotgun like they are now, the fullback is taken out of it. But when they're under center, the fullback is key.
2nd and 4, bad snap. Allen makes the best of a bad situation, and he's dropped for a loss of 2. Let's go back down to the field. Joel Gaudette's got the story on why Aaron Harris is wearing number 10 tonight for the Bulls.
Yeah, Dave, Keely Dorsey was a freshman for this USF team back in 2006. In January of 2007, he collapsed and died during an off-season conditioning workout. This year would have been his senior season, so every game, one player for USF will wear Keely Dorsey's number 10 with no nameplate on the back. It's Aaron Harris that gets that honor today. George Selvey and Matt Grothe have also requested games, although those have not yet to be determined. Although Grothe looks like wanted Miami, and George Selvey the big-time West Virginia game here at Raymond James Stadium.
3rd and 6, a pass is caught. And it is a first down at the 42-yard line. And it's Reed on the reception. Devin Reed, a junior from Flowery Branch, Georgia. Played in every game last year, only had 4 catches. They don't throw the ball very much, but they've looked pretty efficient throwing the football on this first drive here tonight in Tampa.
Kayvon Webster is a freshman that the coaches are just raving about his talent, and getting out there really here right at the very beginning of his career gave him plenty of room on that 3rd down pickup.
How about this formation? Lees comes back into the backfield. Breitenstein, the fullback, crosses the 40, takes it down near the 37.
One thing about Wofford, Dave, is that they will come at you from every angle imaginable. Right there, they just shifted their running back, comes back in the backfield. They get right back into the normal look of halfbacks, and this is old school football with a little added new dimension when the quarterback goes into the shotgun. But it really goes back to where you have halfbacks, where they split the quarterback, and quarterback, halfback. It's how they get set up.
Allen on the keeper after the pitch. Gets past Keon Wilson and spins down to the 30-yard line, and he's got a first down. He's pretty nimble back there. That's a pickup of 8, and Wofford keeps the chains moving.
Well, we watched some film from last year, and they had a quarterback, Widmeyer, that did this very regularly and would take it to the house. Mitch Allen getting off to a good start at keeping this methodical drive going. USF started off and took a lot of time off the clock. Right back at you here with Wofford.
Inside of 5 minutes to go in our opening period, Bulls have the lead, but the Wofford Terriers of the Southern Conference from Spartanburg, South Carolina, are on the march. Breitenstein keeps his momentum going forward, and he's down near the 26-yard line. And so far, that undersized offensive line for Wofford is executing pretty darn well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This whole thing is set up on the fact that a smaller team, smaller, less athletic, can compete. I don't know if you saw the game today, Ohio State and Navy. This is eerily similar. Bigger, better, faster athletes. And Ohio State went right down the field, scored to open the game, and they had to overcome a 2-point try to tie at the end of the game and ended up hanging on. But it can be very, very tough to defend if you don't play your keys.
Here's Allen keeping the football across the 20 and down near the 15-yard line, and it's another first down for Wofford as the Terriers now in the red zone.
A lot of quarterbacks get the bad reputation for being a sissy or not being tough, you know, that you wear red jerseys in practice. Not guys from the Wofford Terriers. When you run this kind of an offense, Mitch Allen and the like, they are tough as nails. They are just like a running back. They don't have to throw it very many times, so they don't have to protect their shoulders too much from it, but they take a pounding.
Wofford was 41 of 54 in the red zone last year, tied for the 4th most trips into the red zone in the country. Breitenstein breaks one tackle inside the 5 and near the goal line. I think he's going to be ruled down. That is going to be ruled down near the 2-yard line. The fumble after his knee went down.
Yeah, it came out between his legs. Now, he could have lost it as he was going down to the ground. Let's see if we can take a look. Here's the run by Allen. He's going to get a few of those tonight as they come out. If the end doesn't get the quarterback, he can take off. Here, let's see if the ball, nope, all the way to the ground. He had control of that, not a question.
And Breitenstein with a good carry. By the way, instant replay is available in this game. We have replay officials here in the stadium tonight. USF has only challenged one play all time. That was against Kansas last year, and they lost the challenge. Breitenstein to the end zone. Touchdown, Wofford. And Wofford answers right back with an impressive drive. A 2-yard touchdown run. And Eric Breitenstein, the sophomore, takes it on in for the score.
You just mentioned he's a sophomore. He was impressive on film as a freshman last year, 5'11", 225 pounds. But this guy is really the key. I mean, it's the quarterback and the fullback in this offense that are the key. And that number 7, as you just saw him going in right there, they have a couple of special plays that somewhere along, I'm sure they will unleash him later on, but they're going to throw back to him after they fake it to him, and could go for a big play later in the game.
Chris, Tommy with the extra point. It is up and good. Tommy missed all of last year with a knee, but he's back and he's handling all the kicking chores. Folks, we got a ball game here in Tampa. 3 minutes to go in our opening period. A long drive to open the game by USF is answered by a similar drive by the Wofford Terriers. Wofford and USF tied at 7 late in the first quarter. Well, after the rain, it's turned out to be a pretty good evening here in Tampa, and we've got a very good football game going on right now as well. Wofford with a very impressive drive, getting marching up and down the field, converting third downs, and they take a 2-yard run by Breitenstein into the end zone. 6 minutes and 46 seconds. They had the football, a dozen plays, and they covered 69 yards, and we are all tied at 7. So Tommy is set to kick off. Dontavia Bogan and Theo Wilson are back for the Bulls. From the 9. Across the 20. And up to the 32-yard line. There is a flag down on the play. A flag down at the 25-yard line. This is a holding call that's going to go against the Bulls.
First down.
Joel McDade is our referee tonight. This crew is from the Big East. Pro Financial return yards, $5 for every kick. So let's see. He took that ball at the 9-yard line, and after the penalty, we're going to move that to the 16-yard line. So that'll be 7 times 5. That'll be $35 for the Pro Financial return yards and the USF Athletic Scholarship Fund. Bulls will have the football for the second time tonight for Jim Leavitt when we come back. Raymond James Stadium, Tampa, Florida. That's the site of our Bright House Sports Network game tonight. Big East football, USF, the season opener, hosting Wofford. We are tied at 2. Second offensive set for the Bulls. Across the 20 and the 25-yard line, and finally knocked out is Lindsey Lamar. And we've been anticipating a look at the very cat-quick freshman from Hillsborough High School from right here in Tampa.
They are so excited about him, Dave. They were just, I mean, you could just see it in all the coaches' eyes. He's only 160 pounds. He's just a tiny guy, but he's from right down the street from here, Hillsborough High School, and he was a great player there, and he's going to do some great things as a true freshman.
Grothy rolling out the other way, and the pass is caught to the 32-yard line. And the Bulls building blocks. Take a look at that, Jeff. We've got 6 returning players on the defense, 5 on the offense. USF did not have a 100-yard game by a rusher last year, but 5 of the top 6 rushers are back, and all the key receivers are back as well.
Yeah, very nice for Matt, and he looks so comfortable. It's the guys up front, but they have a lot of experience. I mean, they're young. Nobody's a senior, but they have enough experience up there that if they come together, this is going to be just a heck of a football season.
All right, here is Grothy again. Protection is good. The pass is caught. And Carlton Mitchell's having a career here in the first quarter. He's having a tremendous quarter.
And they're just setting it up for the little out-go and go down the sideline. But right now, Wofford is hanging back, making sure that nothing gets behind him. And that's smart on their part because Carlton Mitchell and the rest of these guys can fly right past at any point.
Now you can see the freshman, Lamar, from Hillsborough High, is staying in there. Rushed for over 3,300 yards in his high school career. He has got 4.3 speed. And he's got the football again. And he cuts it inside, and he runs right into the traffic, right into the arms of Gary Blunt, the senior from St. Mary's, Georgia, Camden County High for the stop.
Just the easy give to the left side. And Wofford Blunt is just right there ready to make that. Now, I think that they're going to take advantage here. USF, if they get that look again, they're going to take advantage of it because they have linebackers playing against their wide receivers out wide, and they will just run right past it. That inside receiver on the top, you see him on the hash mark, he can run down and get wide open.
Here's Grothy. And Grothy has been very accurate here in the early going. Another completed pass.
Real efficient. You know, one of the things Matt Grothy does have I guess you could call it a different kind of throwing motion, not super efficient, but right now he is looking crisp and clean and liking it a lot. But they are giving them opportunity in the 5-wide set, even in the 4-wide set with the back in the backfield to make some big things happen down the field.
6-yard gainer for Bogan. Grothy right now 8 of 9. We'll make it 9 of 10 for 70 yards to start the game. Razor sharp. Grothy to pass again. Right down the seam, and that pass was nearly intercepted. That was a good defensive play by Tommy Irwin. Irvin, the junior from Davidson, North Carolina, North Mecklenburg High, made the stop. And it forces a punt. So now Alvarado is going to come onto the field.
You know, one of the things that's changed in the last couple of years, Dave, is punting. They have gotten into some weird extended formations. You see here 3 guys back and really wide splits. Everybody's doing it these days.
Mike Walsh with a high snap. Alvarado, who averaged just under 40 yards a punt last year, gets this one up into the air, not quite inside the 20-yard line, but a fair catch is called for at the 21. All right, the battle definitely is joined here at Raymond James Stadium tonight. USF and Wofford. We've come to the end of the first quarter, and when we come back, the Terriers will have the football. Back with more from Tampa in a moment. Set to start our second quarter from Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, Florida. The USF Bulls, winners of 8 games last year, 8-5, won the St. Pete Bowl, beat Memphis, hosting the Wofford Terriers, who have gone to the FCS playoffs the last 2 years in a row. Wofford's got the football as we begin the second quarter, and that is Mitch Allen on the keeper, the quarterback from Sycamore High School in Cincinnati, Ohio, making his first career start, and he has looked very, very good so far tonight.
Did a good job avoiding George Selvey on the corner there. Got up inside, and nice pickup. That's the kind of offensive pickup on first down that Mike Ayers would be very, very excited about.
There's George Selvey. 2-time All-American, active leader in college football and tackle for losses. Allen fakes it, throws it down the field, incomplete. That ball was well defensed by the Bulls. Hey, don't forget, there are still plenty of opportunities to get out here to Raymond James Stadium and see the Bulls this year. USF football season tickets still on sale. Call 1-800-GO-BULLS, 1-800-GO-BULLS. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, there's not going to be anybody there to answer the phone tonight, you are wrong. They are manning the phones tonight. So if you're interested and you're watching the game on Bright House or anywhere else this game is going across the country on pay-per-view and you want Bulls season tickets, 1-800-GO-BULLS. That's the way to do it. Operators are standing by right now. And Rucker is rudely bumped out of bounds up near the 31-yard line.
I think Wofford got away with going in motion. They had 2 men in motion before the snap, but no flags down on the play. But USF does a good job bringing up 4th and 1. Now, we mentioned that Wofford goes for it on 4th and 1 more than any team in the country, but at your own 31-yard line this early in the season, 7-7 this early in the game, I don't know, but I mean, it looks like they're going to do it for it. Mitch Allen's staying in the game, but big challenge. But this says you got confidence, and they're going for it. They're here to play. They're here to win.
Going for it on 4th and a yard. This is what they do. Here's Allen spinning, and I don't know if he got it. It's all going to depend on the forward progress, and it's going to be very, very close.
The right foot of the referee, the side judge, running in, gave him a pretty decent spot, but I think he's still going to be just a bit short.
Last year, they made more 4th down conversions than virtually any other team in college football.
It's right on the line. They're bringing in the chains, but it is right on the line. They should be able to eye it from the sideline.
22 of 35 on 4th down last year. Second only Central Connecticut State in attempts. First in good tries, and they made it. Once again, just to remind you, we mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, we're talking about a college football team that went to the FCS playoffs, lost to James Madison in the opening round. They only punted 26 total times last year. So this is a team that is going to go for it on fourth down. And while that seems unconventional, this is the way Wofford wins. They control the ball, they control the clock.
So many different options that they can bring at you and angles that they have confidence in it.
Whirlybird this time, and here's Sean Lees. And Lees is dragged down by the weak side linebacker Chris Robinson starting his senior year. Lees is a very good story, a junior from Libertyville, Illinois.
I thought that was a very good fake inside. I thought Breitenstein had the ball, and they get it outside. You're talking about ball control and holding on to the football. They don't put the ball on the ground. They don't make a lot of mistakes, so you really have to be on your keys, as we talked about, and really sticking with it.
Lees tore his ACL on the opening kickoff last year against Presbyterian and has come all the way back to earn a starting spot. And how about that? Keon Wilson just clamped down on Mitch Allen. He had absolutely nowhere to go.
Haven't had a chance to talk about Keon Wilson all that much so far, but number 42 looking to have a very big senior year here as a junior college transfer. Last year got to be a good player for them, and now really counting on him this year, and especially tonight, the middle linebacker, you see him just continuing to work with the quarterback there. He's got to worry about that fullback, and when the fullback doesn't get it, he's got to get on to the quarterback. Does a good job there, bringing up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this is a tough call for Wofford. Not a traditional passing attack. They want to run the football, so you want to put them in 3rd and long if you're Joe Tracy, the defensive coordinator. Here's Allen, and he weaves his way up to the 35-yard line, and that is going to be it. So a little bit of a moral victory now because Wofford's going to have to punt the football, something they don't do very often.
And they gained basically 3 yards from when they went for it, and not a big advantage, but you know I thought they took too big of a risk at that point.
So Chris Tommy is on to punt the football. Missed all of last year, but back in 07 averaged 39.6 yards per attempt. Missed the last 3 games of the year with that knee injury. And Theo Thompson is set to receive it for the Bulls. Short end over end kick. This is a dangerous one. Ball's on the turf. And it looks like the Bulls got it back. And I think that officially is going to go as a 2-yard return. So crack up another $10 for the Grow Financial Return Yards into the USF Athletics Scholarship Fund. We're back to Raymond James Stadium in just a moment. Wofford and USF tied at 7. It's a good one early here in Tampa.
Computer software company.
Darren, just let me know what we're doing here.
Sports Network's 11:28 to go in our first half. We are all tied at 7 apiece. Both teams scored on their opening drives. Ball is loose on the turf, and it's recovered by Wofford. The recovery is made by Tommy Irvin. So Irvin comes up with it. And Aston Samuels, the junior from Belglade, coughed up the football on his first carry of the night.
We talked about B.J. Daniels, the backup quarterback, getting a chance to play, and he did not get in, but they got Aston Samuels, their 3rd running back, in, gets his hands right on the ball, and then popped right back out, and you give the Wofford Terriers another shot at it.
And now Wofford has the short field. First turnover of the season for USF. Wofford does not turn the ball over very much at all. Last year they only had 11 total turnovers, 7 fumbles lost. Here's Allen across the 45, and that's a good-looking play on first down near the USF 43 before he's dragged down from behind by George Selvey.
Tackle on the play, number 95, George Selvey.
Let's send it on down to the field. And Joel, what do you got to tell us a little bit about FCS football?
Well, it's funny because Wofford is one of those teams that people might look at a glance and say, well, who the heck is Wofford? But you've got to keep in mind they are the 10th ranked team in FCS and historically have given higher FBS teams fits. Just look at South Carolina last year when Wofford just lost by 10. They were down by 3 with 3 minutes to play. We said to Jim Leavitt earlier this week, well, then why did you schedule Wofford of all teams? And he said, to be quite honest, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Thanks. That was a very honest comment. Breitenstein, who's got the touchdown for the Terriers, romping and stomping right through the middle of the USF defense and takes it down to the 28-yard line. It's another Wofford first down.
This is the guy I mentioned on the first drive as he scored the touchdown. He is a key. He's a really nice football player inside. Nice feet, and that's really the fullback's job in this type of an offense is to have quick feet so that you can read, just like the quarterback's reading the defenders and deciding who to give it to. The fullback has to do the same thing, does a nice sidestep job, and picks up a big first down.
Terriers threatening to take the lead. Breitenstein again breaking tackles, and he falls forward, and the nose of that football is going to be in the red zone, just inside the 20. So that's a gain of 9. It'll be second down and 1.
Sitting down with Joe Tressi, the new defensive coordinator, formerly of Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bearcats. He's got a lot of Southern Conference experience, Georgia Southern, and he's seen this attack before, and we just talked about discipline, didn't we? Just assignment football. These guys got to stay on their keys, or else Wofford can do some real damage, as you see right here on their third drive of the game.
And George Selvey's got a little experience with this as well. He was a center at Pine Forest High in Pensacola, and they ran this offense. And Wofford's going to burn a timeout here, and we will take it with them. 9:27 to go in our first half. Wofford following the fumble by Aston Samuels, threatening to take the lead for the first time tonight. Mike Ayers and the Terriers have the football. We're back to Tampa with more in just a moment. After the timeout, Wofford steps back up to the line of scrimmage. 9:27 to go in our second quarter. It's second down and a little less than 2 for a first down. Ball resting at the 20-yard line of the Bulls. Handoff inside, and it looks like it's a first down across the 18 down near the 17. Go ahead and give the forward progress to number 23, Michael Scott, a sophomore from Geneva, Alabama. And there's an awful lot of talented players, but they're undersized players on this Wofford squad. Here's Michael Scott, who was a finalist for the 3A Alabama Mr. Football Award. But at 5'9", just not quite big enough for Auburn or Alabama. But he's perfect for this system, the wing bone.
No doubt about it. The 1AA, that's the level that I played at. And really just an inch or two shorter and 10 or 20 pounds across the board is generally the case. You can have big guys, but as you go down to that 2 depth level, it's always just an inch or two smaller, and then you also put another 1/10 or 2/10 of a second on your 40-yard dash usually as well.
Well, Jeff Carlson, you can expound on this. Allen on that particular carry, it's a keeper to the left, and his first read is the defensive end.
Yes, usually that's the case. It depends on the play. I mean, that's the thing. This offense is so diverse that he can have multiple keys. Every different play has a different key. It could be the linebacker. Usually it's the defensive end that he works off of, and if he closes down on the inside fake, then he takes it outside.
Brattlestein again, and he can't get away from George Selvey, but he does drag Selvey down near the 11-yard line. So that's going to be a 4-yard gain, or maybe close to 5. And it'll be third down and 2.
This is their game. 3rd and 3. They're used to this. This is obviously 4-down territory. They went for it on their own 30-yard line. They'll definitely go 4 downs here.
Wofford threatening to take the lead. We're halfway through the second period, all tied at 7. Allen gets the play from the sideline. Here we go. Breitenstein again, right up the middle. A flag is down. This may be holding against Wofford. And Breitenstein.
Number 55, offense. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Breitenstein appeared to be about a yard shy of the first down. The holding call went against Trey Johnson, the junior center from Mount Airy.
Up front for Wofford, they're all juniors. All 5 guys are juniors. Some pretty good-sized guys. Illig, you see him right there in the middle of your screen. He's a big boy. They have some pretty decent size up front.
Yeah, Illig comes out of a great program. Central Catholic in Pittsburgh. That's the same high school that produced Dan Marino and Mark Bolger of the St. Louis Rams. And the crowd getting into it now on 3rd down and 13. Here's Allen, flushed out of the pocket. To the end zone. Incomplete. Back of the end zone, a diving attempt was made by Brenton Burson, but he couldn't pull it in.
They dodged a bullet there. I thought there was holding in the backfield. I thought that Wofford was holding and could have had a hit on Allen before he let go of it, but almost had a touchdown in the back of the end zone.
So Chris Tommy is going to come on, the senior from Greenwood, South Carolina, to attempt the field goal. This kick will come from the left hash.
Will attempt the field goal for Wofford.
Steve DeVette, the senior from Columbia, is the holder. This will be a 38-yard attempt. Chris Cummings is the snapper. Kick is on the way, and he missed it just wide to the left, and the Bulls dodge a bullet. So Tommy misfires on the field goal attempt, and Wofford's unable to cash in on the Aston Samuels fumble. Good news for USF. 6:55 to go in our first half. The Bulls have the football when we come back to Raymond James Stadium. Well, we're back along with Jeff Carlson and Joel Cadet. I'm Dave Weekley here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa tonight, and we've got a good one. This game is probably a little closer than most USF fans felt it was going to be. We're moving into the latter stages of the first half. The Bulls have the football. We're all tied at 7 apiece. After the missed field goal, Grothy right down the seam. Pass is caught up at the 45-yard line. Dontavia Bogan. So Bogan with his second catch of the night.
Dave, this is what I was talking about, taking advantage of those two slot receivers inside. They're just giving it to him down the middle. They're giving a big wide opening down the middle, trying to defend two fast receivers with a linebacker up front in between, and then the safety over the top. They can do that on a regular basis if Wofford continues to play that type of defense.
Boy, Matt Grothy has had an outstanding first half throwing the football. Here's Plancher. Keeps those legs moving, and he's going to be given forward progress up near the 49-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3.
It's good to see USF start to take advantage of what they have as an advantage over Wofford, and that is their speed and their experience on the wide receivers. We saw that earlier, that stat. They returned 4 of their top 5 receivers on the season, so that is really where their experience lies and where their talent is.
I just saw A.J. Love check into the game for USF. Andrew Ketchel also in there at tight end, or was that on the last play, and now Busby's in at tight end. And here goes Grothy on the keeper across the 40. Needs a block. Evan Landy helping him out. Good block down the field inside the 20-yard line, down inside the 10. And that's what Grothy can do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Michael Johnson, the senior cornerback for Wofford, saves the touchdown there. Good hustle all the way across the ball to get to it. But this is it. This is what Matt Grothy, the big guys, I was talking about Ohio State earlier, Terrell Pryor, these guys can do it with their legs or with their arms. Right now, good fake inside. Plancher goes to the right, and it's all about Matt Grothy. Look at the athleticism. This is why he is going to be setting records, not only for the Big East, but challenging for the overall NCAA all-time leader in total offense.
First down.
All right, so that's a flag on USF. And it's going to cost Jim Leavitt 5, second penalty of the night against the Bulls. So it is officially 1st and goal from the 15-yard line. 2 wings for Grothy this time. Option inside. Tough pitch. And a good job to catch that football by Lindsey Lamar.
Yeah, Saquon Stanley was ready for it as well. Haven't seen this look so far on the option where you have it both to your right and to your left of the inside shuffle pass look, but Stanley was definitely ready for that play.
Let's send it quickly down to Joel. What's the story on Jesse Hester tonight, Joel?
Yeah, Dave, Jesse Hester and A.J. Love were obviously big questions coming into this game in terms of injuries. Hester because of an ankle, Love because of his knee. We've already seen A.J. in the game. Jesse Hester, not so much. He was playing catch just a couple of minutes ago on the sideline. I am told by head trainer Steve Walls he is available, but not only the ankle is bugging him now, he's also slowed by a hamstring injury he suffered a little bit last week. But again, Jesse Hester is available if need be in this game.
All right, Joel, good stuff. Unfortunate details, though. We'd like to see Jesse Hester back in there. Rico Braxton, the linebacker, coming in and getting the sack on Grothy. And so after reaching the 10-yard line, now a penalty and an odd-looking short pass to Lamar and a sack. It's now 3rd and goal from the 19. Tight formation with a wing to the left for Grothy. Rushing 4. Grothy rolling out. Fires incomplete up at the 6-yard line. Was trying to get that to Bogan. And a flag is down, a late flag.
And Grothy talked the referee into roughing the passer. Or it looks like Grothy just kicked his left foot. Maybe it was he thought he got some extracurricular activity going on, but he turned around. There was no flag.
Personal foul. First collar tackle on the quarterback after the pass is gone. The penalty will be half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
Oh, boy, that is a big call against Wofford.
Big time, and he did not pull that yellow flag out until Matt turned around and talked to him about it. Watch Grothy's reaction after he goes down. That is definitely a horse collar, but look at that. Watch, and then finally, that was a long hesitation for the referee, but definitely good. It should be first down. The yardage marker's got 4th down still up.
This is first down. It's an automatic first down.
Yeah, referee said it was.
And it's 1st and goal again. So here's Grothy rolling, throwing. Pass is caught. Bogan down to the 2-yard line. So what a tough call for Wofford. The call goes against Anthony Williamson. So instead of forcing USF into a long field goal try, the Bulls are on the verge of scoring another touchdown.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But it was a deserved call. It's the rule that they've instilled really all the way down to all the different levels of football. Horse collar tackles not available. That was scary for Matt Grothy. He actually got rolled up on as he was getting pulled backwards. Could have been very, very scary for him. And good that he just jumped up and got back into it.
Horse collars and helmet-to-helmet contact, a point of emphasis for officials this year. Here's Grothy, and it's intercepted in the end zone. He was looking to the back of the end zone. He never saw Irvin, and Tommy Irvin, the junior from Davidson, makes the interception. 2nd turnover of the first half for the Bulls.
Oh, man, I wish he could just pull that soft, easy touchdown pass back. These are the little mistakes you just don't want to make in this situation. You've got a touchdown all but wrapped up. And look how easy it's a throw. He just sees it. Okay, I'm just going to put it in there nice and easy. You said Irvin was right there for the interception.
Grothy must not have ever seen Irvin. And so another big play in a first half of big plays for both of these teams. And we're still tied at 7.
And a big turn of events, as you said right there, with the penalty that gave him the automatic first down to right back here at the 20. They got 2:58. This isn't what they do best, getting down the field in less than 3 minutes, but we'll see what they pull out of their hats.
And on first down, it's a gain out near the 25-yard line. Breitenstein continues to rack up the yards. Breitenstein now has 9 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown here in the first half. He has been a horse. And he looks a little bigger than 5'11", 225.
He sure does, but he's a good-looking athlete.
Allen beats the defensive end to the corner and stretches it out near the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and short.
I'll be surprised, Dave, if we go through this football game and don't see where they run a fake to Breitenstein inside, roll out to the right, and throw it back to him coming down the left sideline. It was a big play in one of the games that we saw from last season, and it's a great design. I'll be surprised if we don't see it.
You know, we talked to Jim Leavitt about this earlier this week, about how difficult it could be to convince USF that they were in a dogfight tonight with this Wofford team, a team that plays a very difficult offense to defend. When you're walking around campus and you're hearing that you're supposed to win these games 50-0, it's tough to keep the focus, and Wofford has come in and given USF their best shot. Breitenstein stopped in the backfield by George Selvey.
I was surprised that right now they didn't go under center there. When you, some of the things that are different, when you're under center, there's different things than when you're in the shotgun, especially getting to the line of scrimmage fast. When you're in short yardage situations like they were, they went with the shotgun and didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. It brings up fourth down. They're going for it again on their 29-yard line. Now they go under center when they need the short yardage pickup.
They're 1 for 1 on fourth down conversions here, and now Wofford's going to call timeout.
This is where the old school, where you go on 3 and try to get the other team to jump and then not take a timeout and punt it away. Do not risk a 7-7 ball game here for Wofford when you just want to give it back to them right here at the 29-yard line.
That's Wofford's second timeout. We'll take a break, come back quickly with this fourth down play. Just over a minute to go, first half. Well, as we come back on 4th and 1 after 2 timeouts, we could see a quick kick here, and that's what we're going to see. Allen will quick kick the ball down the field.
It's going to come back 5, though. The fullback stumbled forward at the offset.
So now we will see, after the 5-yard mark-off, we will get the more conventional punt away.
But, Dave, this is a huge mistake by Wofford. If they kick that ball away, they take it and they get it all the way down. That was a great punt by Allen, by the way. But now they get time to set up. USF gets time to set up and return this ball and get into the plus territory with over a minute left in the half to make something happen. Before, they could have made it a 70, 80-yard drive.
Theo Wilson is back to receive this kick from Chris Tommy. Wofford is out of timeouts. The Bulls have all theirs remaining. Tommy able to get a hold of that snap and then drop back at the 5-yard line.
They don't fumble. They don't throw interceptions. But when you snap it over the punter's head, you give the other team opportunities. Big mistake. 2 big mistakes. The penalty on the going illegal procedure, and then that one right there. Huge mistakes for Wofford at the end of the half.
Here's the replay. Tyson Butler. And what a huge opportunity now for USF to get in front before heading back to the locker room.
Matt Grothy's going to stick it in there hard if he throws the ball here.
Grothy on the keeper. Speed gets him outside, and then he throws it away.
The only bad thing about that is the offensive lineman went downfield. Yeah, offensive lineman went downfield. They thought he was going to run the ball. That was a called run. So when he threw the ball past the line of scrimmage.
Downfield. Number 55, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
There you go, Samson Genus thinking it was a run, moves down on the linebacker, but then he's downfield as Matt throws it away.
And that call against Jeremiah Warren, the left tackle, and so they're going to move that one back. Warren had a great fall camp. And we really can't fault him there. He thought that Grothy was going to run the football.
No, Matt just wanted to avoid the negative play, throw it away. But that's what happens when it's a called run.
So now it's 1st and goal at the 13-yard line. Wofford faking the blitz. 4 wide. Grothy, the fake, and the pass to Bogan. Bogan with a nice move. Does not get out of bounds. Takes it down to the 6. So the clock continues to run. USF has all 3 of their timeouts. And now they have burned their first. So the Bulls take a timeout here. And they have 2 timeouts remaining. Now the Wofford Terriers not afraid to play teams from the football bowl subdivision. And here's a look at some of the more recent memorable games by the Southern Conference against teams. And obviously Appalachian Michigan, that's the one 2 years ago. Probably helped move Lloyd Carr out of the big house. Georgia Southern all over Florida International. Don't forget Appalachian also beat Wake back in 2000. Wofford with a win over Louisiana Monroe. USF has played quite a few Southern Conference teams, and there have been quite a few close games already today. We'll give you some of the details on that in just a moment, but the Bulls have come back to the line of scrimmage now. 48 seconds left. Get your season tickets, 1-800-GO-BULLS. Here's Grothy, and he is dropped. Dragged down from behind. Ahmet Paul, the sophomore from Montreal, one of the first Canadians ever to play for Wofford. And another timeout called by USF. They have one remaining. But just today, we've had so many teams with the close calls. Northern Iowa had not one, but two opportunities to beat Iowa late and lost 17-16. Right now, Richmond is leading Duke, and William & Mary only trails UVA by a point at the half. And we talked about Appalachian. They trailed at East Carolina by 22 in the fourth quarter today, scored 17 unanswered points before losing to East Carolina 29-24. Marshall also had some problems today before outlasting Southern Illinois 31-28. So a lot of close games.
These first couple of weeks of the season, you always see a lot of blowouts, and then you see about 2 or 3 surprises each weekend.
3rd and goal.
This is the look they needed. He needs to toss it right to inside of that slot guy.
Bulls have one timeout left. Here's Grothy sending this one to the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Caught for a touchdown. It looked as if that ball was going to be picked off. Instead, Theo Wilson pulls it in for the score.
Oh, he really put nice touch on this ball. I thought he was going to go to the wide open Dontavia Bogan, who went in the first inside slot man, but Theo Wilson perfectly laid in there and goes up for the ball. Nice job. Get it out of this first half with an extra touchdown.
So Theo Wilson comes up with a clutch catch for the Bulls. And it appears the Bulls are going to head to halftime with the lead. Alvarado on to add the extra point. Snap is good. Good hold. Up and through.
Started to hold my breath on this final drive of how it was going in, but good finish to this. And, you know, we've been talking about old school football, Dave. I don't know what the last time 2 different teams had kickers that did all the punting and the kicking for them, but wow, what nice touch to the corner. I think they're going to come back in the second half and really use that 3 wide receivers to the same side and really exploit their athleticism out there.
Boy, that ball was right on the money over the outstretched fingertips of Stephon Shelton, the cornerback. And Theo Wilson makes a nice clutch catch. 14-7 USF. Sagacor $5,000 scholarship giveaway. To register, go to gousfbulls.com, click on the ad, or you can go to lovablecontest.com to get involved. $5,000 scholarship giveaway. This has been one wild first half.
Heck of a first half.
Great first half. It's great to have college football back.
Well, you know what? I think this way, you know, you schedule a team like Wofford. They are smaller, but they are so good. They do their thing, and they will compete to the end. And that's really what you want. I mean, I guess it's fun to win 70-7, but it's a lot more fun to call, and I think be in the atmosphere of a ball game like this.
Well, I think your team gets a lot more out of it, too, when you play quality competition.
Yeah.
From the 2-yard line. Across the 20. And down near the 23. The Chick-fil-A family plan. 4 season tickets for $350. Of course, we still have a lot of games to go this year for the Bulls. The Bulls will be right back here in a couple of weeks to host Charleston Southern. Wofford will host Charleston Southern next week, and Wofford will be wearing their throwback uniforms from 1949 in that game. They're commenting before the game, looking at Wofford's uniforms now, how can their throwbacks be much different?
They definitely do it old school.
So that's a good deal. 4 season tickets for $350. You can call 1-800-GO-BULLS for more information. And there are operators standing by tonight during this game. Coming up at the half, we've still got a lot of stuff to get taken care of. We had a conversation that we did earlier this week on the USF campus with Matt Grothy. It's also a big night for inductees into the USF Athletic Hall of Fame. Joel will have more on that, and of course we'll check all our highlights and first half stats from our 2 action-packed periods of play to start this game. Here's Allen on the play-action fake. Rolling, pass is caught up at the 42-yard line, and the reception is made by Burson.
You know, Wofford made 2 critical errors to be able to give USF an opportunity to put that second score on the board. But the worst thing that they could do is to make a third critical mistake here. So they need to be very careful. Get out of here only 1 touchdown down at halftime. Before don't throw the ball and give USF a chance to pick it off and take it back to the house.
Allen fires in traffic. There were 3 defenders around Burson.
I think that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
You just don't want to give him a chance to put 21 on the board when you've played such a good first half.
Well, the clock is now stopped with 13 seconds to go. Wofford has no timeouts. The Bulls have 1. If this is a running play, I would imagine that Jim Leavitt might use his last timeout to force Wofford to punt in light of what happened the last time the Terriers tried to punt the ball away.
Makes sense. We saw George Selvey a second ago. Don't get a lot of opportunities against Wofford to get sacks, and this is his opportunity.
Allen's going to crank it, and it's incomplete. Burson was running right down the seam, and the pass was incomplete, and going with him step for step, Kayvon Webster. Boy, Webster just looks like an athlete out there. And so now you do have 8 seconds to go. Clock is stopped, and Wofford will have to punt the football.
Remember what happened last time. High snap caused all kinds of problems.
We saw Coach Ayers on the sidelines talking with the tight end Johnson Richardson. That's the grandson of Jerry Richardson, the owner of the Panthers. Another bad snap, and Tommys is going to punt it through the end zone for a safety. And my goodness,
that's called
Wofford is just breaking down in punt formation.
That's
2 bad snaps in a row.
At the 28-minute mark of the half, you just implode, and that wasn't the smartest thing in the world. He should have, he
could have picked up that ball if he had the presence of mind to look at the clock. If he could have picked up that ball and just simply fallen on it, time may have expired. There's only 1 second left.
Decline the penalty. They're going to take the safety.
That's what I was trying to go through my head. If he kicks the ball out of the back, you give him points. If you put the ball at the 15 and you just fall on it and there's still time on the clock, you give USF a chance to throw the ball into the end zone or kick a field goal. So I guess you could give up 2. You could have given up 3. But again, just to make that same mistake of snapping the ball over the head, Dave, you were talking about playing in this big stadium and maybe being overwhelmed, the long snapper making 2 mistakes on 2 consecutive punt snaps.
So free kick coming up to the Bulls and the Jim Leavitt radio show. I'm sure he'll have a couple of interesting comments to make about the latter portion of the first half in this season opening game. That's at the Marshall Center, Beef O'Brady's, Thursday night at 7 p.m. on 970 here in Tampa Bay and across the USF radio network. Jim Leavitt radio show Thursday night at 7 o'clock.
Now, a lot of teams, when you get a free kick from the 20-yard line after a safety, it is a free kick. You can kick it off or you can punt it. Now, it would make sense to squib kick this. You try to even knock it off of one of the players so they don't get a return. You definitely do not want to kick this ball off high and deep to USF. When you got bigger, faster players, you don't want to give them another opportunity. So I would expect to see some kind of a squib kick here. Chase it down, let them fall on it, but it should take that 1 second off the clock and get out of here at halftime. Now you're down by 9.
Boy, oh boy. Chris Cummings, 2 bad snaps on those punts for Wofford. That's the difference in this game. And you called it a squib kick. And the stop is made as the return comes across the 50-yard line. And that was Richard Kelly making the return for the Bulls. And now both teams are going to head on back to the locker room and try to catch their collective breath. 16-7, Bulls have the lead on Wofford. Our Joel Gaudette is going to get a word with Jim Leavitt. We'll catch the coach as he leaves the field in just a sec. 16-7. Wofford trailing here at the half. And the Bulls with a 9-point lead. Let's send it on down to Joel. Go ahead, Joel.
Coach, I know you expected a battle, but did you expect what you got early here from Wofford?
Well, we can't turn the ball over.
It's the bottom line. You just can't turn the ball over. If we don't turn the ball over, we're fine.
Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Joel, thank you. Thank you, Coach Leavitt. Time for a break. We'll come back and get our halftime activities rolling with a conversation with senior quarterback Matt Grothe. We've had an awful lot of fireworks here in the first half. Let's take a break. USF with the lead on the Wofford Terriers, 16-7. All right, our halftime activities set to get rolling here in Tampa, Florida, where USF, the Bulls, lead 16-7 over Wofford. Up in the press box, Dave Weekley, Jeff Carlson, and Matt Grothe, 14-17, an interception and a touchdown. How assesses playing the first half?
Well, I thought he was just so cool, calm, and collected as he starts his senior year on that first drive. It was just beautiful all the way through. Then he makes the mistake at the 5-yard line. It was just, I'm going to throw it real easy, just make it, and then the interception comes. But he redeemed himself with a beautiful touch pass to the corner. So he's doing fine. He's going to have a big second half. I think they're going to really have a lot to take advantage of in the second half.
Earlier this week, we went out to the USF athletic facility, got a chance to sit down with Matt and get his thoughts on his senior year and more.
I've learned as much as I can, especially with the new offense coordinator we got now, Coach Mike Canales. So he's done some really good things around here, and he's helped me a lot, and he's helped a lot of these guys on the team out. And I think he's going to bring some magic to the table this year, and we're going to do some really big things. So
he's obviously very, very animated, brings a lot of enthusiasm to the offensive coordinator spot. Is that rubbing off on the guys on that side of the football?
Oh, definitely. It has since he got here, but now it's even more so than it was before. He loves the game of football and loves his job. He loves doing what he's doing. So he's definitely helped out on the offensive side of the ball, and looking forward to some big things this year.
You and the rest of your teammates have cracked into the top 10. 2 years ago, you did it last year right before the Pitt game. This year, the experts, not all of them have a real positive outlook on the Bulls. And you mentioned in your remarks earlier this week before the Wofford game that you're looking forward to surprising the experts. Elaborate on that a bit.
I think this is a different team. We got talent that's young and old, and we got guys that want to win that's young and old. I just see a different desire out there on this team than I have in the past, and I do my best to not let what has happened the last 2 years happen. So it's gonna be exciting to watch this year and see how we end up.
What do you think about when you line up in practice against George Selvey? What's George Selvey like to go against every day in practice?
I'll just say I'm glad I'm not on the other team playing against him. I don't get to see him at his best and his full speed there on the game field, and he still gives me problems every once in a while. So I couldn't imagine how he would be, out there on the field. I'm just glad he's on our team.
You're a true dual threat quarterback. You run the ball a lot, you throw the ball a lot. Who are some of the quarterbacks that you like to watch?
Brett Favre's my all-time favorite quarterback to watch. He wants to play till the day he dies, it seems like, and he still can play football, so it also gives me one more year to watch him play. So I've always grown up watching him and love watching him play football.
Finally, Matt, we've enjoyed watching you play football here at South Florida for years. Now you're a senior. Can you sum up your experience with the Bulls?
It's gone by fast. It's been awesome. There's been some really high ups and some really low downs, but at the same time, it's been a great learning experience, and hopefully we can end my final season with a lot of ups.
Well, Jeff, are you surprised that Favre is his favorite quarterback in light of the way he plays football?
Not for a minute. They're both playmakers. They can make something out of nothing, and I see a lot of them in him. Yeah, absolutely.
Matt Grothe had a good first half. We'll see what happens in the second half, but our halftime activities will continue in just a moment. We'll have more on the latest inductees into the USF Athletic Hall of Fame. We're at the break at Raymond James Stadium. USF with some late scores, but this game's still hanging in the balance. 16-7 Bulls at the half. On Bright House Sports Networks, our halftime activities continue. USF leads Wofford at the break, 16-7. There's a new class of inductees heading into the USF Hall of Fame. Let's head back on down to the field, and Joel's got more on that. Go ahead, Joel.
We're here in the middle of the band with Charlie Bradley, one of the 5 Hall of Fame inductees coming up on September 17th. 4 individuals, 1 team. Tell me what it's like, A, to be in the USF Hall of Fame, and B, to be in the inaugural class.
It's an honor. I look forward to it. I'm glad that I was one of the inductees, but me and one of the guys are also local people, so it makes it even more special because you get 2 local athletes, ex-college athletes, that's in the Hall of Fame.
Tell me about when you played here at USF. 3 of your 4 years, there was no three-point line, correct?
It wasn't no three-point line.
Shot clock?
We had a shot clock.
Okay.
They experimented with it 1 year, and I think I averaged like 30 in our league and 28 outside. But, it was just a whole different era, man. And Sunbelt Conference was a great conference, but I would have loved to play in the Big East.
I was going to say, in that kind of an era, to put up those kind of numbers, what the heck were you doing to be able to get the ball in the bucket that often?
Man, I had some good point guards that fed me the ball. I worked hard. Offensively, I was probably able to make it into the NBA, but I was lacking on the defensive side, and that's something that wasn't really taught to me back then. But I had a great career. I just wish we could have did a little bit better as a team.
You mentioned wanting to maybe get a shot to play in the Big East. Look at where USF is right now from an outsider's perspective. How you think that team is doing with Stan Heath, and what it's going to take for them to rocket up those charts?
Well, I'm looking forward to Stan, getting some great players in, and you're going to have to get good players. The Big East is an awesome conference. They had 3 #1 seeds in NCAAs last year. So, they just got to get – we need a big guy, too, and I think we have one, and we'll see what happens this year. But I think that the basketball team will do well.
Charlie Bradley, congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Back up to you, Dave.
All right, Joel. Something tells me, Joel, you would have a hard time getting a basket on Charlie. Just the way I'm looking at it. Inaugural class inductions, September the 14th. For more information, go to gousfbulls.com. The USF Bulls Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony coming up later this month. All right, time for one more break here in our halftime. And when we come back, we'll take a look at some of the highlights and stats from a wild first half of the season opener for the Bulls. USF's got the lead on Wofford, the Terriers from Spartanburg, South Carolina, 16-7. Third quarter's coming up. Back inside Raymond James Stadium, our third quarter is quickly approaching. USF at the break with a 16-7 lead on the Wofford Terriers. Dave Weekley, Jeff Carlson. That was a very entertaining first half, Jeff.
A lot of fun, and I thought it would be just with all the different angles, things that happened. But I did not expect the punt to go over the top of the head of the punter a couple of times, that's for sure.
That's one of the highlights we've got coming up from our first half highlight package. And opening kickoff, so far so good for the Bulls. Mo Plancher takes it in for a 3-yard scoop.
Just clean, sweet drive all the way down, and then things started to unravel for both teams in the second drive.
Mitch Allen finding some gaps in the middle of that defense, and the Wofford Terriers answer with a long drive of their own the first time they get the football. Eric Breitenstein takes it in for 2 yards for the score. But late in the first half, things began to unravel. A bad snap by Chris Cummings sets up Matt Grothe, who lasers a touchdown pass to Theo Wilson in the back of the end zone, and the Bulls have the lead. And yet again, on the next punt attempt, again it's a bad snap by Cummings, and it's kicked out of bounds by Chris Tommy for a safety. 2 points, and that's where we stand. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first half stats, and you can see, as you might expect, the rushing stats. Well, you'd think they'd be dominated by Wofford, but actually USF with a little edge there.
Yeah, that's actually surprising because Wofford had a pretty good first half, but not the impressive numbers you see. But the 4 penalties were critical as well. They really shot themselves in the foot at the end of the half.
And it looks like the 2 turnovers, the 1 interception in the end zone, may have cost USF at least 1 touchdown. Time for another break. We'll come back and get our third quarter underway. USF leads Wofford 16-7. Return to the field. Jim Leavitt and the USF Bulls. They will begin the third quarter on defense. Wofford won the toss. The Terriers deferred, so Wofford will get the football first. And obviously when you begin the third quarter of play, you think about adjustments. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments the Bulls make offensively. You know, one of the categories I always like to take a look at, Jeff, in terms of coaching and who makes the best adjustments is points and points allowed in the third quarter. Last year, Wofford scored 107 points in the third quarter and only allowed 45. That was really one of their best quarters, and it kind of leads you to believe that Ayers and his staff, a bunch of veteran guys, really traditionally make good second-half adjustments. We'll wait and see. USF Football Eat for Free. This is a pretty good deal. You get the season tickets. You pay $150 for the season tickets. Then you get $120 worth of stadium food vouchers. So you get the tickets, and then you get the food as well. We have operators standing by tonight to take your calls about Bulls season tickets. 1-800-GO-BULLS. That's 1-800-GO-BULLS. Alvarado gets his foot into the football. Our second half is underway, and that kick is into the end zone, 2 yards deep. Rutgers going to bring it out across the 25 up to the 26-yard line, and that's where Wofford will start 1st and 10. Eric Breitenstein, he has had a very, very good game to this point. 11 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown, just a sophomore.
I thought we were going to see Rucker a lot more running the ball from the backfield. He only had 1 carry for 3 yards in the first half, and it really was Breitenstein. I still expect to see a lot more big plays from number 7 for Wofford.
Breitenstein breaks 1 tackle on his initial carry of the second half and takes it out near the 29-yard line, a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Talked with Coach Ayers, earlier this week about their offense, and he was talking about seeing a fullback go 60 yards for a touchdown on these inside plays. Sometimes they seem, kind of boring, and they just kind of these big puddles. But all of a sudden, if the linebackers don't play it right or the inside guys don't play it right, all of a sudden it breaks out big.
Here's Allen, and he is swarmed under for a sack. Chris Robinson leads the charge. There were 3 Bulls in there, but Robinson led the way.
Yeah, you talk about a stampede. This came to it. They faked the Breitenstein inside, and then he sits back, but that was just too fast. Selvey right there getting the pressure from the right side as Robinson gets to him first. And they cannot come up with these long third down situations, or the Bulls will take advantage and run this score up pretty fast here in the second half.
Yeah, so Chris Robinson, who played a little defensive end as well last year, he'd like to step up and be one of the tradition of great linebackers. Monpremier, Tyrone McKenzie. Flag is down. First down is picked up across the 35-yard, up to the 34-yard line. We'll see if this play comes back. The reception by Devin Reed. And we told you that Wofford doesn't turn the ball over.
Number 78, offense. Half the distance to the goal line. 3rd down.
And Pat Illig, the all-conference left guard, is called on the hold. Wofford is also a team that really doesn't commit many penalties. They only commit just over 30 yards in penalties per game, or at least they did last year.
Yeah, not too many mistakes, and so they've made some uncharacteristic ones here, and really making a big mistake as they get into a long 3rd down situation. They don't want to be in this. They didn't take very much risk on that last one. It was a good play and got into it would have been a 4th and 4. They probably would have punt away, but this is not a good situation, and you don't want to take a lot of risk here at all.
3rd and 27. Allen dropped, another sack. Back-to-back sacks by the Bulls, and that's Selvey, George Selvey.
And that becomes a quarterback sack. Even if he was going to run the ball, when you tackle the quarterback in the backfield, that is a sack. So George adding to his all-time record. Didn't know if he was going to get very many opportunities tonight because of the way they run this offense, but very nice job. And that is his key. Stayed with it, putting in a terrible situation for Wofford, trying to get out of a deep hole now on 4th down.
Well, and you can imagine the last 2 punts for Wofford have been real adventures. And Tommy is in to punt the football from the back edge of the end zone and gets it out of there in pretty good shape. And a fair catch is called at the 39-yard line. So great field position for the Bulls for their first possession here in the second half. 12:28 to go, 3rd quarter. Bulls lead by 9. They've got the football when we come back. USF's got the football, 1st and 10 at the Wofford 39 to start this drive. A couple of big sacks against the Terriers. put USF's offense in great shape to begin this third quarter drive. Hand off to Mo Plancher, and Plancher will get 3 yards up to the 35-yard line. Let's send it back down to Joel for an injury update. Joel?
Dave, Jarrell Young came out of the locker room just at the end of the first half. He had his right arm in a sling. We're told by Steve Walls, the head trainer, he has a right forearm injury and he is out for the game. On a separate note, just off to my right, B.J. Daniels, the backup quarterback, is starting to warm up, so we'll see whether or not he enters this ball game.
All right, thanks, Joel. And with Young out, John Legist, the redshirt freshman from Delray Beach, could be getting some serious snaps on the defense as we get deeper into the second half. Here comes Plancher again with a good head of steam. First down and more, stutter step, across the 25, and into the red zone. Finally knocked out of bounds near the 18-yard line. Mo Plancher.
Yeah, you can expect B.J. Daniels to get his first opportunity if they put points on the board here. And this really nice space. Good job up front by all 5 guys as he gives them a lot of space. And then Plancher does the job of stepping out of the tackle. Good spacing on the offense for USF on that run.
Yeah, he just made a tremendous move on Jordan Ingman. And there's B.J. Daniels. We hope to see him tonight, but right now, Bulls trying to get on the board. Here's another big hole for Plancher. And it's going to be first and goal. Well, maybe not. Maybe about 9.5 yards on that carry. They may have to measure it.
We haven't talked really too much about what Wofford lines up on defense, but it's called the 50, and it starts with the nose tackle. Didn't know if these and it's a 3-down lineman situation, and then they usually bring a linebacker along with it. 3 sophomores on that defensive front, if they could really hold up for 60 minutes against USF.
9 yards on the pickup. I want to come back to that in just a moment, Jeff. Here's Plancher. He's got the first down. He's got the touchdown. Mo Plancher into the end zone. His second touchdown tonight for the Bulls.
And the short field made it easy work for USF that time. Matt Grothe didn't have to throw the ball, do too much. It was all about Mo Plancher on that drive. Finishing it off here after the big run a few seconds ago. Second touchdown of the night. Good start for the senior.
So finally a little breathing room for the Bulls. Now Alvarado on to add the extra point. It is up and good. Just was able to sneak it in the right upright. He's 3 for 3 on the extra point attempts. Mo Plancher. No Mike Ford tonight. No Taylor, but there's plenty of Mo Plancher. 2 scores, and the Bulls stretch out their biggest lead of the night. 10:47 to go, third quarter. USF 23, Wofford 7. Drive for USF was all Mo Plancher. He had 4 carries in that drive for 39 yards, including the score. So Plancher now with 2 touchdowns tonight, and he's starting to pile up the yards as well. 66 yards on 9 carries, got a couple of scores. And Alvarado sends this one down the field. Relatively short kick this time from the 14-yard line. And to the 30, and that is where Wofford will start 1st and 10.
Wofford, to get back on track, is going to need to get the ball back to the outside a little bit. They have continued to play right into USF's hands, being bigger inside, faster, and I think their only success is going to come if they get the ball back outside here in the second half. Got to get a sustained drive here to take some time off the clock.
Jeff, we've seen some of the young running backs tonight as well for USF, and we may see more of them as we get deeper into the game, but Mo Plancher making a good argument that he needs to be the man next week at Western Kentucky as the Bulls go on the road.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's no doubt about that one. Now, that was a different look. That's the first time we've seen that quick, wide pitch. They brought Rucker in motion and got the wide pitch outside and picked up a nice first down yardage.
So Rucker on the carry, the junior from Winston-Salem. By the way, if you're surfing tonight between the Rays game and the Alabama-Virginia Tech game, and you want to see this game in its entirety, it's going to air again tomorrow night, Sunday night at 7 o'clock on Bright House Networks. In its entirety, tomorrow night at 7. On the keeper. Ball is loose. And picked up by Quentin Washington. And Q is cutting it back the other way, and he's finally dragged down at the 41-yard line.
Just when Wofford thought they had it going on, Nate Allen makes a nice run and just gets the ball stripped out of there as he gets hit. Now I'm looking for the sideline. We'll probably see B.J. Daniels, a redshirt freshman, who Mike Canales said deserved and had a great camp and deserved to get some playing time. We'll see if he gets a chance to spell Matt Grothe on the just got the ball right out before he went down to the ground there.
Steve DeVette, that was his first carry, the backup quarterback for Wofford, and he coughed it up. And Quentin Washington, Johnny on the spot. Remember that long interception return he had for a touchdown in the spring game? He can run with a football when he gets it. And here, Daniels is in the game, and he completes his first pass. And the pass is complete to A.J. Love. And for Love, that's his first reception tonight.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to call his name. He was coming back from injury. Great to see him back on the football field. And B.J. Daniels, like we talked about, from Tallahassee, Lincoln, the very famous Lincoln High School up there. But he just talked about, Mike Canales talked about just how well this kid has played and deserves to get some playing time, and that Matt Grothe understands that they need him to have some experience if they expect to do well in the Big East this year.
I think USF would have liked to have gotten BJ into the game a little earlier, but he's in there now, and there's another bright spot for the future. Lindsey Lamar. So Lamar, who's got that tremendous speed, who rushed for over 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns as a senior, getting a little bit of action here. And there's Grothe with his helmet off on the sidelines, at least for the moment.
We'll see if they've broken the will of Wofford, who came out so strong in that first half. He's starting to go well for the Bulls.
Daniels, a great basketball player in high school, played a little bit of basketball for USF too last year. Spinning, breaking tackles, still on his feet inside the 20-yard line, and finally muscled down near the 11. And he's all fired up about it.
That was a strong run. You mentioned his basketball. He did make the stat line in all the different stats for USF basketball. Delayed, very delayed quarterback draw. But look at the break and the tackles, protecting the football and just keeping his legs moving. All you young Bulls that expect to get up here and play for USF one day, keep your legs moving and stay low. Good job, B.J. Daniels.
Yeah, that spring game was really a battle between Daniels and Landy. Both of them looked very, very good. We've already seen Landy tonight. Here's Daniels trying to get to the outside, and he stumbles down. It looked like a broken play. It looked as if he was attempting to hand that ball to Lamar, and they misfired on the exchange.
I don't think so. I think he pulled it back out. I think he did leave it in for a long time. He was trying to make a decision. He pulled it back out of there, thought he could get to the end zone with it, and stumbled as he came around the corner.
So no gain on the play, second down and 10. Eric Eberhardt, the sophomore from Suwanee, Georgia, made the stop. Tampa Twice Volleyball Tournament, Ticketmaster.com. Availability for tickets, that's coming up next weekend at the Sundome. Daniels, and we have whistles.
Yeah, Jim Leavitt ran down the sideline, called a timeout before. It just is not what they were looking at. B.J. Daniels was changing the play, and Jim decided, no, we're gonna call that one again, and so that's why the ball was so far behind the receiver.
7:24 in the third quarter. USF on the march. They've already scored a touchdown here in the third quarter. Jim Leavitt wants a timeout. We'll take it with him, and we'll be back with more in just a moment on Bright House Sports Network. Halfway through the third quarter here on Bright House Sports Network tonight. A live broadcast originating from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Wofford and USF Bulls on the march. B.J. Daniels in at quarterback in relief of Matt Grothe leading this drive. And after a timeout, a good open field tackle. Lindsey Lamar is wrapped up and dropped by Stephon Shelton.
That was a really nice job. Now, they have not gone under center very much tonight at all. They put B.J. under the center there and try to run downhill with Lindsey Lamar. Not too successful there as a great tackle by Shelton.
Yeah, that was a battle of two true freshmen. Shelton is a freshman from Atlanta. And, of course, Lindsey Lamar, highly heralded from Hillsborough High right here in Tampa. 3rd and 11
They can get a first down inside the 1, but you might as well think that they just go for the end zone on this.
Empty set. Here's Daniels. And he is tripped up at the 8-yard line. Boy, he is so quick when he gets to the corner. That may have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
An interesting call there at third and 11, basically, for the touchdown. Bringing up 4th and 5, about 4th and 6.5.
I think as we look at that play again, this may have been the first series that we've seen Jesse Hester on the field for USF. He's got a 22-game reception streak on the line tonight. Alvarado, who is doing all of the place kicking tonight, with an opportunity for a field goal here. This will come from the left hash. It'll be a 25-yard attempt. Evan Landy replacing Grant Gregory as the holder.
Kicking team,
be a 30-yard
penalty,
attempt.
4th down.
They're moved back for 5 yards, and Mike Walsh, the sophomore from Plant High School in Tampa, is the new snapper on field goals. There's a good look at Alvarado. Makan Bonani unable to go, obviously, after that accident at Busch Gardens, and so Alvarado handling all the chores, although USF is advertising for a one more walk-on kicker. Here's Alvarado, and it's good. A 30-yard field goal by Delbert Alvarado. And USF extends their largest lead of the night, 26-7. We'll take a timeout and come back to Tampa in just a moment. .551 to go, third quarter. Bright House Network's live coverage tonight of USF football. The Bulls opening up the 2009 season against the Wofford Terriers, and the Bulls have scored 19 unanswered points. This game was tied at 7 at the end of the opening quarter, but the Bulls have converted some turnovers, and they've moved the ball effectively. B.J. Daniels directing that last touchdown drive, last scoring drive. Delbert Alvarado, a 30-yard field goal, and a good job covering that kickoff. Just nowhere to go for the return man. Joel Miller led the charge for the special teams unit, bringing down Stephon Shelton.
They're going to do that one again, Dave. Because of the poor kickoff return, it was offsides by USF. They just jumped the gun just a little bit on Alvarado. So you're going to want to let them kick that again.
Offsides. Number 22 of the kicking team. 5-yard penalty and a re-kick.
George Baker called on the offside, and Jim Leavitt doesn't like that.
Nope, not when you run down that well and make a big play. And that's just about discipline. That's timing you've worked on all camp. You know, you work on your special teams a lot, and you just have to know the timing of the kicker and the steps that he takes to be able to get running down the field.
Nesquik is the official chocolate milk of the USF Bulls, and understandably so. We have a Nesquik Junior Bulls Club. For more information, call 813-874-3517, or if that phone number is too quick for you to write down, just log on to gousfbulls.com for all the details for the Nestle's Quick Junior Bulls Club. So Alvarado will put boot to leather at the 25-yard line this time. Shelton is back deep along with Rucker for Wofford to return this kick. Now, Wofford's offense is difficult to prepare for. It eats time. It can be effective, but it is not a quick strike attack. So it's difficult for the Terriers to catch up when they fall back. Shelton again on the return to the 34-yard line. Let's send it down to Joel for more on B.J. Daniels.
Yeah, Dave, B.J. Daniels obviously just getting in on that last series. The coaches told us earlier this week they wanted to try and get him in the first half. Obviously, with a closer game, that did not happen. Although B.J. is not the only quarterback that's getting some looks outside of Matt Grothe. Evan Landy is also a redshirt freshman on this roster. He can do a little bit more. We've seen him at some other places on the football field in this game, not shooing Matt Grothe out the door. But coaches have said, Jim Leavitt has said already this preseason and this camp, that they're going to have an interesting quarterback battle next season between Landy and Daniels.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Landy gives him a little bit of a different look when he gets in there, the left-hander. And DeVette is out of the game, at least for the moment, and Mitch Allen is back in.
Mitch Allen may go back out of the game. He just took a shot, and it looks like he's carrying his shoulder funny. He's going to stay in the ball game, but he took a serious shot right there.
Quentin Washington, the sophomore from Fort Myers, stepped up. It's interesting how many Fort Myers natives there are in that defensive secondary for USF. They've really done a great job recruiting that area in recent years. Breitenstein, right down the gut. 30, good cutback, still on his feet. 20, 15, ball's loose, still loose, sailing out of bounds. And it's USF's ball. The recovery is made for the Bulls by Tyson Butler. So Butler's made a couple of big plays tonight on that punt attempt late in the first half. And here he comes up with a fumble recovery.
Coach Mike Ayers said that the fullback going through the fullback dive and breaks open for a 60-yard touchdown was one of the most exciting plays he sees. And this almost was that play by Breitenstein. Just didn't see the pursuit from the backside as he makes a great cut and he's stumbling, but then he's looking inside and right there from behind. And I always question those sideline recoveries. How quickly do you have to have recovery? Is it instantaneous before you go out of bounds and touch that sideline? But the Bulls get it back inside, and Matt Grothe back under center.
Hey, you make a real good point about that, but watch Butler doesn't juggle it. Well, maybe he did. Maybe he did.
I don't know about that. There, here we go. And Mike Ayers, this is his very first challenge ever.
Whether or not the defense recovered the ball inbounds prior to going out of bounds.
This is a great challenge by Wofford. Mike Ayers makes the right choice here. I don't know if he saw it or just is taking that chance, and he should have taken the chance regardless. If he didn't even see it, he should take the chance right now because this is a turning point in the ballgame for Wofford.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, the touchdown here makes it 26-14, a new game. Yeah, we asked him about this because they've played some games. Wofford has played some games in the past where replay was available. They've never advanced deep enough into the FCS playoffs where replay is in use. So you have to get into the semifinal round for that, although they've talked about using it in the quarterfinal round this year. But it is available tonight. Boy, I tell you what, I think that ball may be loose.
If they review it, it's not going to go USF's way. It's going to go back over to Wofford and put them in goal to go at the 6-yard line.
Boy, that was a great hustle play by Jerome Murphy to strip that ball from behind. He had to come a long way to get a shot at that football.
Wow, the referee had a great look at that as well as it was moving around and gave it to him.
So Big East replay officials are in the house tonight, and they are reviewing that play. And you can see more USF football on the Bright House Sports Network. We'll be in Bowling Green, Kentucky next week for the Bulls taking on the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky.
The South Florida player did successfully recover the fumble.
Wow.
Prior to rolling out of bounds. First down, South Florida.
So there you go. Bulls keep it.
Now that's one of the most surprising calls I've seen in a long time.
Well, you know, just like in the NFL, the ruling on the field was a recovery for the Bulls. So you needed indisputable video evidence to overturn the call. And
I thought we had it. I thought we had it.
Apparently not.
No, but Matt Grothe back under center here at the 5-yard line.
Here's Plancher. Across the 10, up near the 12-yard line. Matt Grothe tonight. 14-17 for a touchdown and an interception. He's had a very solid game. He's looked very comfortable in the pocket.
Oh, absolutely. I really like the way he's throwing the ball tonight. Hasn't had that many opportunities as they've played, I think, a relatively conservative offensive game. I think here's a situation right now. I would love to see them just let their athletes unleash them, let them fly up the field, and let Matt Grothe throw it down the field.
Here's a quarterback keeper for Grothe. And he reaches the 20-yard line, and it is a first down. It's a gain of 8 for Matt Grothe running the football tonight. Grothe 5 carries for 46 yards on the ground.
Yeah, looking for him just to do some big things this year. As we said, he's going to pretty much every week he'll probably take one more, maybe 2 more steps, depending on how close the numbers are, up the all-time list. of total offense and passing yards and even rushing yards.
Blanchard again. Breaks one tackle. Up to the 25-yard line, and the clock will continue to run as we go under 4 minutes to go here in the third period. It was 16-7 at the half. Here in the second half, Mo Blanchard with a touchdown run to make it 23-7, and Delbert Alvarado with a 30-yard field goal to put it at our current score at 26-7 for Jim Leavitt.
USF huddling about a yard and a half back of the ball. That's kind of interesting.
And Blanchard coughs it up. And it looks as if the ball bounced right back into his arms.
Well, that was right on the handoff. I don't know if his arm even got up for the handoff. Watch this happen right as he's handing it to him. Never got his hands on the ball.
You know, and Jeff, right before that snap, I was thinking about our conversation with Mike Canales, the offensive coordinator, earlier this week, where his eyes got real bright when I brought up the fact that in the spring game there were no shotgun formations. All the snaps were taken under center, and how much he really liked that and operated out of that formation. Now they go back to the shotgun. Carlton Mitchell, his first catch of the second half, up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it sounded like they were going to mix it up quite a bit, and so far seems to be, pretty much the shotgun formation is what they're going to do. But they like to have the opportunity. It really does different things for your running game when you can run downhill at the line of scrimmage for your running backs. Different types of play action that they can really use Matt Grothy's versatility on. But for the most part tonight, it's straight from the shotgun.
And that catch by Carlton Mitchell was good for a first down. 14 first downs tonight for USF.
Oh, man.
A nearly picked off. That pass was intended for Mitchell, and it was nearly picked off. That would have been a tremendous play, but Jonathan Sharp couldn't hold it.
Well, they're
Number 61 offense. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
So chop block is going to go against the Bulls.
Chop block goes against USF here. Once you see the dive, they dove down, and one of them had to have had contact up above as another man goes down at the knees, and you can see Wofford does have a man down on the ground taking out his knees. Now USF is going to have to come back. That's Eric Eberhardt that's down and getting helped off the field. But USF is going to have to come back on offense and go out to Dontavia Bogan. He was in the slot. They completely uncovered him. There was nobody within 20 yards of him, and Matt just looked to the left immediately, threw it over here. But from up above, there's got to be somebody with the goggles on saying, hey, they're not even covering our receivers right now. We've got to, and now they do a little bit of an adjustment to get somebody outside. They still can take advantage of it with their speed.
1st and 25, and we're now starting to see some substitutions also along the offensive line for the Bulls. Jamar Bass, the junior college transfer from Hutchinson Community College, is in there at the left tackle spot. Grothy for Mitchell, and he tried to pull it in with one hand and couldn't do it. We saw Eberhardt leave the game just a moment ago, the nose tackle for Wofford. Wofford is without Mitch Clark, their best defensive lineman, an all-Southern Conference pick, still trying to recover from a pec muscle tear that he suffered in a boating accident during the offseason. These down linemen tonight for Wofford, Goldtree, Eberhardt, and Ahmed Paul, they are backed up by 3 redshirt freshmen who are seeing their first college action tonight. Wow. So this is not a very deep part of their team.
Jesse Hester's the inside slot man. He's looking for the ball.
Grothy on the keeper. Loses his helmet, but picks up yardage up near the 23.
On the play before that, Grothy threw down the left sideline into cover 2 coverage, and Jesse Hester, who was working on a 22-game catch streak, had his hands up saying, come on, Matt, come on, we've been together too long, give me the ball a little bit. He was wide open there. They were playing a wide cover 2 deep safeties, and again, I think it's him. I can't see the number, but it looks like he's in the slot again. The safety's a little bit tighter over the top, but he is looking to get that ball one of these times.
Jesse's fired up for that game at Florida State in a couple of weeks. And there's a bad snap, and it's going to be recovered by Grothy. And sliding up over the football, a great chance to get it was Alex Goldtree, and he went right over the ball.
They have had their opportunities. What happened was he started to see a blitz, and he was going to change the play. And as he moved up, the ball came at him. But there you go again, right there. Could have had the ball near the 5-yard line with an opportunity to score. Now Delverado's going to have to punt it backed up in his own end zone. But again, getting out of a very touchy situation, USF.
Second punt of the night by Alvarado. High, good kick. All the way back to the 42-yard line. Great coverage and a great kick.
Alvarado got that to turn over really pretty.
This by Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond does a good job. A senior, 6'1", 185 senior, just times it perfectly. Gave him just enough room so it wasn't a penalty. Burson did a good job being able to hold on to that ball with that kind of pressure on him.
Let's go to our Verizon Wireless Players Spotlight. And tonight, Keon Wilson from Jacksonville transferred to USF. Third on the team in tackles last year. Boy, everybody was about 50 tackles behind Tyrone McKenzie. He just had an amazing year. But Keon Wilson could be the next in a long line of tremendous linebackers here at USF.
They just say tough, aggressive player. Just the kind of guy you want as a middle linebacker. And you could say the middle linebacker is the key guy every week on a defense, of course. A lot of times you call him the quarterback of the defense, but Wilson can run and hit and just has that nasty attitude that you love. And against this team, as we saw Breitenstein come through the middle on the last one, that middle linebacker's really got to be able to play that fullback no matter what he does.
No, I was talking about some of the great linebackers the Bulls have had in the past. Just want to mention that don't forget Patrick St. Louis. He's a grad assistant at USF this year. He was also another outstanding player. All right, we've got a break on the field at the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter ahead. Bulls have the lead, 26-7 on Wofford. Starting the fourth quarter, college football on Bright House Sports Network tonight. The Wofford Terriers and the USF Bulls opening up the 2009 college football season at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Ball is deflected and nearly intercepted. And we were just talking about Keon Wilson. He had a great shot at an interception there.
Oh, he wanted that one. Look at the smile on his face. He wanted that one. Boy, that was too easy. Look at him laughing.
And it brings up third down and 6 for Wofford. And we've already seen Wofford pick up one fourth down conversion in this game in their own territory. Down 26-7. If it's manageable, you might see them go on fourth down again here after this play. Here's Allen keeping the ball across the 50. He's got the first down.
Nice
at the USF 47.
Nice first down pickup for Wofford, just getting back to what they do best, you know. And on the play before that, I wanted to mention, because Craig Marshall, number 94, has played a lot tonight, and we haven't said his name that many times, but he has had a very good football game. There he is right there. He's had a good game. He's the guy that knocked that ball down a second ago, but he's had a very good game. He's a junior from Fort Walton Beach, from Pearl River Community College. They've got about 3 guys, I think, from Pearl River.
Yeah, including Keon Wilson. And that Pearl River Junior College, Community College, has really been a good pipeline for the Bulls. Parks, that's his first carry of the night. Hey, you take a look at this Wofford team. New quarterback, new leading rusher, new wide. They lost their leading wide receiver, Andy Strickland,
Strickland was a player.
Yeah, Strickland returned kicks for them. He was in a camp with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Caught a pass against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before he was cut.
That was his longest catch of the preseason was against the Bucs.
Second down and 10. Handoff inside, going back to the fullback. Arsenio Parks, sophomore, 5'10", 233 from Shelby, North Carolina. And it makes you kind of wonder about Breitenstein, his status at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fabulous run that where ultimately fumbled the ball, but maybe he got a little bit shaken up on that, because we have not seen. I mean, he's been the main player for them all night.
Seemed to be a little bit of a problem with the snap count. That happens when the center snaps the ball early.
Yeah, when the quarterback is not ready for it. And you think your hands are in there, but when you say hut and you expect the ball, your hands are kind of relaxed, and then you throw them out, and then when it comes up and you're not ready for it, you might not grab it cleanly, and nobody's really moving. Allen did a good job to be able to at least recover that, but now we're looking at 4th down and a long 8.
And they're going to go for it. Allen has rushed the ball tonight 14 times for 39 yards. He is 3 of 7 for 27 yards. And here we go, 4th and 8. Allen cranks it. He had his man open, but threw the ball low to Burson, and USF's going to take it over on downs.
Yeah, that was open, but their drop back passing just hasn't been there tonight. They don't do it very often, so they don't do it well. And that was just a miss by Mitch Allen.
Bright House Sports Network game summary for tonight's game. Wofford and USF. And Chris Tommy really was put in a bad position on a couple of botched punt snaps late in the first half. Wilson with a touchdown catch from Matt Grothe. Mo Plancher's got a couple of touchdowns tonight on the ground, has rushed for nearly 70 yards. And that's our game summary. And Grothe sacked back at the 35-yard line. Brought down by Saquon Stanley, freshman from Darien, Georgia.
Called his name a couple of times. And, Canales was telling us that they were going to do a little bit more of the design rollout where in past years, Matt has done a lot of drop back and then taken off on his own. That was a definite design rollout, but good pursuit by Wofford on defense, specifically Stanley there.
Loss of 10, 2nd down and 20. Here's Grothe. Little inside screen. Across the 40 up to the 43-yard line. The reception is made. And Theo Wilson, the senior from Dunedin, with the catch. As we click down to 11 and a half minutes to go in this game, I'm thinking that maybe in Matt Grothe's mind, he probably didn't figure he'd be in the game at this point.
Yeah, they were maybe hoping to get Landy in there as well as B.J. Daniels for quite a bit more than Daniels. He got the touchdown drive in there. But in this situation, I've talked to you off camera a little bit. Been a conservative offensive game plan for USF, even though they have all the wide receivers out there and things. They've been very conservative. Here's a 3rd down and 12 opportunity to throw the ball up the field. I thought that they, outmanned the defensive backfield. So let your receivers go, and haven't done too much of it.
Terriers bringing the blitz, and the pass is caught into Terrier territory to the 39-yard line, and the reception is made by A.J. Love. And that's a good pass play, but Jeff, let me ask you. The lack of the vertical passing that we've seen tonight by USF, how much is that a factor of not wanting to show that before the Florida State game? You got a game next week at Western Kentucky, then Charleston Southern after that?
I don't know. I mean, why take risks, I guess you could say. But vertical passing game, everybody does it, especially when you're in 4 wide receivers. They just haven't taken very many risks. There was a receiver running down the left hash that they could have chosen there. They obviously picked up the 1st down to A.J. Love, but just been kind of conservative in general tonight.
Lindsey Lamar had nowhere to go as the blocking broke down. That's a loss of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 14. There's A.J. trying to come back after that knee injury he suffered on the touchdown catch in the St. Pete Bowl against Memphis last year. I anticipate we're going to see more and more of him. Oh boy, Lamar. When he gets his jets going, he's only 1 step away from taking that all the way to the house.
Yeah, when he breaks that first tackle, he's going to be going. I got to call 3 or 4 of his high school football games. Always fun to watch. They are certainly excited about him here in Bull Country.
Great speed, ran track, ran the 100 meters in 10.35, the 200 meters in 21.41. Big time offers. Michigan, South Carolina decided to stay home from Hillsborough High School right here in Tampa. 3rd down. Swing pass out of the backfield. Speaking of Lamar, here he goes. And he is brought down shy of the marker.
Nice job right there. I thought that was a very good job. C.J. Turner, the freshman cornerback, did a nice job hauling in that scat back.
So here's an opportunity for a fourth down attempt by the Bulls here. Line of scrimmage is the 32. So this would be a 49-yard field goal attempt. And on 4th and 3, the Bulls are going to go for it.
Yeah, this is you could call it practice. This is good for them to get in this situation in this game where it's not that critical.
Grothy again to pass. And Lamar picks it up. Boy, you just have to respect that speed. He runs 4-3 and he just dances out of bounds and takes the ball just inside the 25-yard line to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, sooner or later when you get a guy in space that has that kind of quickness and speed, he will get his yardage. It's just a matter of time. That's why you talk about touches. You know, how many touches a guy gets. You got to get him enough touches to finally break it out. He might go 3 yards, 2 yards, 1 yard.
We got a personal foul coming against the Terriers.
Must have been a late hit out of bounds on Lamar there. The first hit got him out of bounds, and I didn't see it happen, but there was 2 or 3 Wofford guys that followed him out of bounds. One of them must have hit him, but it's just another mistake. He did get the first down, so it just moves it down a little bit easier for USF.
I'll tell you, a couple more touchdowns here before we get out of here tonight is going to make this game look pretty lopsided in the box score. Lamar to the 10. And he breaks the tackle and takes it into the touchdown. Lamar thought they were going to blow that play dead. He kept working and takes it in for the touchdown.
Probably
first touchdown as a Bull.
Probably milliseconds before they did blow it dead as he pops out of there. But that's what we just got done talking about it. How many touches is it going to take? 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yards? These guys fighting. Look at him going. Just won't say no. I won't go down. Great job. Hillsboro High product right around the corner.
Alvarado on to add another extra point. He's had a good night. 33-7 with 8:18 to go here in the fourth. And the scoring career of Lindsey Lamar, one of the most heralded running backs to come to USF, is now underway in terms of scoring touchdowns. 8:18 to go in the fourth. Bulls with their biggest lead. They've scored 26 unanswered, 33-7 over Wofford. Back in a minute. So Lindsey Lamar scores his first touchdown as a member of the USF Bulls. And I think it'll be first of many. I don't think I'm going out on a limb.
They're going to give him plenty of opportunities, that's for sure.
Bulls lead at 33-7. Bulls go on the road at Western Kentucky next week. You'll see that game right here on Bright House Sports Network.
We need to get Aston Samuels back in the game. He got that one touch and fumble. They got to get him back, get his confidence back going.
Nice wall by the Wofford Terrier unit. Mike Rucker takes it up to the 27. That's where the Terriers will have the football. But first, another timeout. 8:12 to go, fourth quarter. Bulls in control, leading Wofford 33-7. $8:12 to go in our fourth quarter. Wofford has got the football back following the kickoff, and they will start 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line. Wofford has not scored since their opening drive. First down carry, drop for a 2-yard loss. Good work in the backfield by Terrell McLean, who's had a strong game at the nose tackle spot. Let's send it down to Joel. Joel, what do you got about recruiting for the Bulls?
Yeah, Dave, we talked with Mike Canales earlier this week, the offensive coordinator, and I think it was you that asked him about whether or not this was one of the best teams, one of the best group of athletes he's had since he's been here at USF, and he said yes. And one of the things he pointed to was some of the guys that are starting to come to this program, like a Lindsey Lamar who scored on that last drive, like a Sterling Griffin, the wide receiver. The program's starting to build up, and they're not just recruiting for or taking from one pot of recruits. They're also taking from that other group that was kind of off limits when you start as a brand new program. So it goes to show the growth of the program a little bit. And also for Canales, he mentioned when he was on vacation, a little bit of a joke in Cabo. He was wearing a Bull shirt. Somebody came up to him and gave him the Go Bulls, the little bit of the little horns, and said Go Bulls to him. It's a little bit of more notoriety, not only amongst recruits, but also amongst the public.
Leslie Stirrups on the stop. Joe, you make a real good point there. And another guy that's really standing out is Ryan Giddens, the freshman from Armwood. He's a future star potentially, and another young guy from this area who could have virtually gone to any school he wanted but chose to go to USF. Inside of 7 minutes to play now. 3rd down and 13. Leavitt throws the ball incomplete, intended for the tight end Joseph Inman. And there's another. Boy, they got freshmen all over the place. Barrington in there as well for the Bulls.
Pierre-Paul also getting some playing time. That's first time I've seen him out on the field.
Sam Barrington, a freshman from Terry Parker High School in Jacksonville. Another very, very highly sought recruit. And Barrington could have gone to Miami and chose to go to USF. And those were recruiting battles that the Bulls just weren't winning in the past. But success and being a part of the Big East Conference, I think, has really turned things around a little bit in that regard. Wilson going to chase that and pick it up. And now look at this. Still on his feet. The cutback. He's got some help. Huge return for Theo Wilson.
I thought he made 2 mistakes on that. First of all, letting the ball get over his head, then picking it up on the bounce, and then he turns it around and makes an incredible kick return. He's got some good blocking down the field, but really did this all by himself.
And we'll take a break and come back and look at this again in just a moment. Theo Wilson, another outstanding play. Bulls in front, 33-7. Bulls will start this drive from the 38-yard line of the Wofford Terriers. Theo Wilson, 43-yard return, times 5. $5 for every punt return yard goes to the Grow Financial Return USF Athletic Scholarship Fund. 43 times 5 is $215. We had to get our supercomputer working on that in the break. But $215 going to the scholarship fund.
Lindsey Lamar with another good first down pickup all the way. It's first down. He gets all the way for another first down. He just needs a little bit of space.
That play is good for another Bulls.
Wilson picks it up, gets the good hop. I don't know if he would have continued to go after it if he didn't get a perfect hop, but then, man, just you see the athleticism on Theo Wilson.
On first down, Lamar again. B.J. Daniel, by the way, is back into the game at quarterback for USF as we turn under 6 minutes to go.
B.J. Hill get to finish out the ball game.
Makes you wonder if they might try to get a couple of snaps under center for Evan Landy.
Well, if it's the next series, it's probably going to be with just a minute and a half left in the game, and I don't know if they're just to hand the ball off a couple times. We'll see.
Daniels changes the play. Lamar shifts to the left of the formation. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Daniels sending it to the end zone. Touchdown! Able to thread the needle and get that in there for the touchdown to Jeffrey Wilson, the sophomore from Miramar.
Yeah, I thought they could have taken advantage of this kind of throw all night long as they had 3 receivers to one side and they were given a wide middle of the field. He had his pick of receivers down there. On this particular play, you see there's a receiver in the middle of the field wide open. Jeffrey Wilson comes down with this one. Nice job, the 6', 175-pound sophomore. Boy, we have been talking about a lot of young guys. What a great grab, actually, back behind him. Makes a really nice grab.
26 yards on the touchdown, but it was a very, very good-looking throw. Point after is up and good, and it is 40-7, the Bulls. USF has scored 33 unanswered points. Here's the latest. Daniels to Wilson for 26 yards and a touchdown. Back in a moment. .506 to go. B.J. Daniels on the USF bench telling everybody he can get to listen about that last touchdown laser he threw to Wilson. And the Wofford Terriers about to get the football. Jeff, I think tomorrow it may be difficult for you to tell some people who didn't see our game that this was a very competitive game for quite a long time.
It was. I mean, they really shot themselves in the foot. Wofford was in this ball game playing well and just made some of those critical mistakes, especially on the special teams, and that's not really where you would normally see it from them.
Here's Shelton on the kickoff return, takes it out to the 26-yard line. Send it down to Joel. Joel's been looking for an excuse to get into the student section all night long. I think he finally found it, Joel.
Yeah, the jackets come off, the sleeves have been rolled up. We're here with the beef studs. Yeah. We're here with the head beef stud as well, Danielle White. This is more than just a football game for you guys. This is an all-day process, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. We started the day early at noon.
Well, you started gathering stuff at 8.
Yeah, I started at 8 o'clock getting everything together, but all the rest of them came at noon.
And multiple locations. This began at the Sun Dome?
Yes, so we started at the Sun Dome at noon, so that way we had time to paint, and we traveled as a group, carpooled over here at 2 o'clock, set up the tailgate, got ready to go.
Dave, they're enjoying this one down here in the student section. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Joel, thanks a lot. I'm actually surprised it took Joel this long to get into the student section for a hit on our game tonight.
He stands out in that student crowd with that red shirt there.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. And you can check him every day, virtually every day, at gousfbulls.com with the social media update, the Bullhorn. Second down and about 4. 4.5 minutes to go in our game.
They just brought in their third quarterback of the night, Chris White.
Now, Chris White is a very interesting story. The carry out to the 30-yard line. White is a young guy from Moore, South Carolina, and Burns High School. He's a 6'2", 198-pound redshirt freshman. Really didn't get a lot of offers coming out of high school because he never started at his high school. He played behind Willie Korn at Clemson, and then when he was a senior, the quarterback was a verbal commitment to Rutgers. And so here's a young guy who's now taken a snap in a college game who never started a high school game. But he probably enjoyed being on that Burns squad as they won state championships there in the state of South Carolina. In there for one snap. And now Leavitt comes back in and hands the ball off. And it is shy of a first down. It'll be 4th and a yard. The carry by Michael Scott.
As you mentioned before, Dave, this 40-7. Didn't feel like that for quite some time. And they really had their opportunities there. Mike Ayers brings a good, well-balanced football team in. It's calls it old school, and it is. It's just different. It makes you you really have to practice for quite some time to get it down. That's what Jim Leavitt was happy that they got him first instead of just having 1 week to prepare for it.
Go for it on 4th down, and it looks like they have the first down. The forward progress, they needed to get beyond the 36-yard line, and I think they just made it.
Yeah, they got it.
And that's another carry by Michael Scott. Hooters Promotions, you can get the buttons, the USF Game Day buttons. They are available at your local Hooters. It's early in the season. Go ahead and get out there to Hooters and get your Rooters Promotions. Don't ask me to say that 3 times in a row.
Steve Leavitt, the Wofford quarterback that's in now, he got in the game, made a nice run, fumbled the ball. He's a senior, but now getting a chance to even throw the ball as well.
And Leavitt is able to complete the pass to Monte Monroe, redshirt freshman from York, South Carolina. It's a roster that has 30 players from the state of Georgia, a half dozen players from the state of Florida. There are only 7 players on the USF roster from outside the state of Florida. It gives you an indication of how much talent there really is in the state.
It's amazing. You go 1 through 90, 97 or 99, and just everybody's from Florida.
Scott again on the keeper. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Closing in on about 90 seconds to go in this game. I want to send out a special hello to the owner of the Carolina Panthers, Jerry Richardson. We know he's watching back in the Carolinas. He was a star wide receiver for Wofford in the late 50s. Actually still holds a couple of records. His grandson, Johnson Richardson, is on this team. And he is a big-time contributor, contributed a lot of facilities. There's Johnson Richardson. One more carry for Mike Scott. Here's a little trivia for you. Jerry Richardson and George Halas are the only former NFL players to ever become future NFL owners. He took the $3,500 he made from playoff games, including the 1959 NFL Championship game when he caught the game-winning touchdown pass from Johnny Unitas, turned that into a fast food empire. Hardee's, Quincy's Steakhouses, Denny's, all through the Carolinas, and he's been the principal owner ever since of the Carolina Panthers, and he had a heart transplant earlier this year. We know he's watching, and we wish him the best. Michael Scott, one more carry on fourth down, and they didn't make it.
Yeah, this one's going to be close. I think they will measure it just because it is a fourth down. Turn it, change of possession if they don't get it, but it's right on the nose. The nose may have gotten it with the left foot. They gave it to him.
There
no
you
measurement.
go.
Let's move it on.
So maybe one more snap tonight. Wofford is going to play another FCS team in just a couple of weeks. They're going to play Charleston Southern at home next week in their throwback uniforms from the 1949 season. Then they're going to go to Wisconsin. The game at Wisconsin and the game here tonight was worth about $800,000 combined for this school that only has 1,400 students. And that's big money.
It makes it good for both schools.
DeVette has a first down. And that is it. We've come to the end of the game. Mike Ayers brought his Wofford Terriers to Tampa tonight, and they played a very good ball game for most of the first half. But after halftime, Jim Leavitt's USF Bulls simply ran away. The Bulls scored 33 consecutive points to win 40-7 over Wofford tonight. Jeff, your impression of the way the Bulls played in this season opener?
I think they did just fine. I think, it's good to have a team like this in the season opener. Makes you concentrate, makes you really work hard in your preparation, and but it kind of went the way they needed it to go, or as they normally do, where a team from 1AA can put up a good fight for a while, but then you just start to overwhelm them over time. The young Wofford team, they were young up front, and USF gets out of here. They're a little bit of a scare, so they had to concentrate and stay in it, but ultimately this is the result that should have happened, and it does. So Jim won't be happy, because he probably wouldn't be happy no matter what, but this looks pretty good.
Well, there were teams, college football teams today, that got scares from FCS teams, primarily Northern Iowa nearly beat Iowa. Appalachian State gave East Carolina a real good scare. A lot of people thought this game was going to be a potential upset, that Wofford had the unusual type of wingbone offense that could give USF trouble, but in the end, that did not occur. The Bulls get the win 40-7. They've started the season 1-0. Now they look forward to playing the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky next week as the Bulls go on the road. And very, very interesting games coming up in the month of September for the Bulls. Back home in 2 weeks to take on Charleston Southern, and then the highly anticipated game the last Saturday in September in Tallahassee against Florida State. A game in which USF has taken 10,000 tickets, so the Bulls fans will be well represented when that game takes place. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from Jim Leavitt, a player, and we'll check our stats and have final comments. All coming next on the Bright House Sports Network. In Tampa, the Bulls win their opener over Wofford 40-7. Let's send it back down to the field. Joel Gaudette standing by with Jim Leavitt, the head coach of the Bulls.
Dave, thank you very much. We're here with Coach Leavitt. How critical were those couple of plays just before halftime in terms of changing the tides and switching this thing around?
Well, they're big, that safety really helped us going in halftime. It was a game of turnovers. The turnovers is always the key, and if we wouldn't have turned it over earlier, that we lost out on 2 scoring opportunities. But we were very fortunate to get the turnover down here right before it went out of bounds, and our offense got going a little bit. And I was really proud of our defense to hold that team down to 7 points. That's pretty difficult.
Really good looks from a couple of running backs today. You got to see Lindsey Lamar for the first time in game action, and Mo Plancher was outstanding. Yeah, they both did a real nice job. We got to get Aston Samuels going. I know Carl didn't want to play him after the fumble, but Lindsey did a nice job, as I knew he would. All right, Jim Leavitt, appreciate it, and head up to your players.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Dave, back to you.
All right, Joel, thanks, and good job tonight down on the field. All right, so the Bulls win it 40-7. They got to see B.J. Daniels play. Matt Grothe looked very good at times. Mo Plancher subbing for the injured Ford and Taylor played well. I think they accomplished what they wanted to do.
That's exactly right. They accomplished what they needed to do. They would have liked to have a few more of the backups get a little bit more playing time earlier in the game, but outside of all in all, they got done what they needed to get done tonight, 40-7. Not so much for UCF. Lost tonight to Samford.
All right, let's send it back down to Joel, who's got Mo Plancher.
78 yards for you, a couple of touchdowns. It's got to feel good to get back out there in real game action.
Yeah, it felt great to help the team, and it felt real good to start the game and, play and help the team win.
Break down those couple of touchdown runs for me. How'd they work for you?
The line, it was wide open basically, untouched until I got in the end zone. The receivers had a great block on the edge, and I just got it in.
Talk about the first half of this game, 7-7 after the first quarter. Did you get a kind of battle that you guys expected, and how'd you respond to it?
Yeah, we knew coming out they're a good team, and their offense was very tricky, and we knew they were going to hold the ball. So we knew we were going to be limited with possessions, and we just try to capitalize and not turn over the ball.
Mo Plancher, congrats, and get back to work for next week.
Thank you.
Dave, back up to you guys.
Mo had a very, very solid game, no question about that. A dozen rushes, 78 yards, and he scored 2 touchdowns. All right, Jeff, let's take a look at some of the highlights, and we'll start with Mo Plancher.
Well, he had a nice night. He just gave his credit to his up-front guys. We didn't mention their names that much, but they did a very nice job. And then you see the defense start to come alive. And just kind of overwhelm these guys at times. They had gotten some long-distance situations by making mistakes that they don't normally make. Matt Grothe got off to a great start. This was later in the game where he hits A.J. Love. Great to see number 11 back in the game. And then Lindsey Lamar, the little running back who's going to get a lot of chances in his career as a USF Bull.
That was a great run. Looked like he was stopped and only at 160 pounds in his first game. Was able to break away and take it to the end zone. Bulls scored 33 unanswered points tonight. They win 40-7. Final stats. Looking at this game, we would have anticipated that Wofford would have more rushing yards than the Bulls would, but only by 3.
Yeah, surprising. And really, I thought USF would roll up more total offense than they did, but Wofford does a good job of holding on and taking minutes off the clock, so you don't always get that many opportunities.
Well, first game jitters maybe contributed to some miscues for both teams. The Bulls had 2 turnovers, including 1 in the end zone when it looked like they were surely going in for a score in the first half. And Wofford, their punt team, needs a little bit of work.
Yeah, well, it was on one guy tonight. We won't mention him, but it was just the center snap that really caused lots of troubles and could have helped make it a lot different ball game later in the second half.
All right, so for Jeff Carlson and Joel Gaudette, I'm Dave Weekley. I hope you enjoyed the game tonight. USF beats Wofford 40-7. Many of you will be able to see USF play at Western Kentucky next Saturday night. We'll get it going from Bowling Green, Kentucky at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Rights for this telecast on Bright House Sports Network have been granted by the University of South Florida and the Big East Conference and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this telecast without the written express consent of the University of South Florida, the Big East Conference, and Bright House Sports Network is strictly prohibited. One more time, our final score from Raymond James Stadium on a beautiful night in Tampa, Florida. The Bulls open their season in style with a 40-7 win over the Wofford Terriers. We'll see you next time on the Bright House Sports Network.